Like, you still do more damage, I think, with other items than the vessel. So you might as well go for those. He still has tons of potential to do a lot of DPS with other item builds. Mage Slayer, not really bad this game either. I kind of like it. You have a lot of magic burst coming from the side and survivability, especially against this Witch Doctor and Skywrath. So having that sounds nice. Into Maelstrom, I think you just go a standard build here. Great D-ward already to start the game off here for Dark Mago, getting almost the quarter of a level.
Trying to take a look if there's any facets that are surprising. It doesn't look like it. I guess some that we're not seeing lately. I mean, the Ember's gone for the Slight. We've seen it kind of be maybe 50-50 in the ones that we've been seeing with the Chain Gang or the Slight. The Underlord, I know we haven't seen it a lot, but you know, he went for the Abyssal Horde again. And what'd the Dino go for?
He went for the Ferocity. It just gives you more AoE per stack of Uproar.
Okay.
Which is,
I guess,
in my opinion, the talent or facet rather that is a lot better, that scales into the late game.
Continues.
And I guess we can even mention it just because so far South America, we have seen some carries even go for the crash landing, but Pike has gone for the, at least one we see more often with the insurmountable for these carry tinies. So let us get underway. Last series here for South America. Boom and Beast Coast, two teams that have played against each other a lot so far throughout the year, and see Beast Coast are going to be able to find another big victory. We saw it previously Riyadh. We'll see if they can do it once again now in TI qualifiers.
It only matters when it counts, right? And this is the epitome, the biggest tournament of the year. The International has been since the birth of Dota 2. You want to go there. You want to get your name on that Aegis. But to get there, you got to win these matches. They're only one match away to getting to Copenhagen here and seeing how they can do against the big dogs from the other regions.
Love that. International battle, they haven't, I mean, Boom was really the only team that's been able to do it so far. They had a pretty good showing, honestly, at Wallachia. I mean, 5th, 6th, I believe it was. So,
yeah.
Of course, it is a new team, though. You know, it's a new team. Pretty much, it is, in fact, 4 of the Thunder Awaken members who we saw have that incredible run at TI, which I think was a 5th, 6th placement at TI11. And then you have mid lane, Dark Margo. I'd actually get very close to getting a solo kill onto Lumpy there.
Yeah, used most of his mana for that one, but he might be able to bully him off here. And this is a matchup that Dark Mago seems very comfortable in. Really just spamming him down and pushing him out of this laning stage. But the bottles will be here, and as per usual, it's typically just a 1-1 split here. Very difficult to get both water runes as a mid laner, so they should be topped back up. Reminds you of the old Dota days where there was no water runes, and if it was a situation like this, mid lane was already over for one player. Not so much the case anymore. The chains will come out and actually stop him, but there's a lot of pressure being put out into this top lane. We did see the Night Stalker get really low, but unfortunately, a salve on Night Stalker is like 2 salves at nighttime, so he's back to full health, no problem.
The other side lane's looking at the moment. Sacred struggling a bit on the Night Stalker. 8 last hits. See, bottom
it's expected,
lane,
right?
Okay.
I mean, laning for Switch Doctor in general is just... I feel like you just can't win your lane against this hero. And this is why. They're just walking him down on the top lane with the Maledict. Not much you can do about it. But later on, we have seen this Witch Doctor lose games. And I think the big weakness of the Witch Doctor is his mid game doesn't seem super powerful. Sure, yeah, you snowball the lanes and everything, but you're not really like one of those big team fight impactful heroes, and you can get bursted fairly easily. So if you don't have like a tremendously good laning stage where you're getting kills and snowballing, I feel like this hero definitely struggles a lot, and it does require a good laning stage.
Is there some like, because you can only really be able to get one item at that stage for moves to have some impact. Is there something that you're looking for in particular to at least help some of the team inside these fights, with, you know, whether it be Force, Glimmer, or whatnot?
I think that it really is just going to come down to the communication on what the Underlord wants to buy. If he's like, oh, I'm just gonna go Crimson plus Pipe, and then maybe he'll pick up a mech. But if the Underlord wants the mech, then Moose can, yeah, just go for more of these like Glimmer Cape type of items. Just have more just survivability in general for himself or his team.
While we have some time, like, what's up with this Venge carry? Have you played it so far in some of your games?
I played it, but I went like a meme build. Like it was an unranked game, and I went Battle Fury and tried to carry the game.
Ah, yes, that's right. Yeah.
But that's not the correct build. You should still just build like universal hero items. I did see some players like mess around with like an Echo Saber on this hero. It was pretty cool. It's not a really hard carry. You do get out carried by a lot of heroes, but it is a great hero to just get ahead in the game. And if you have a lot of tempo and momentum, it is still just very strong.
So what kind of is the thought process then with this Venge pick? If this is not like a hard carry, and we've seen Tiny late game, and a lot of the stage of the game, Tiny can be a very big issue. So what is like the biggest attribute that this Venge is actually providing the boom draft?
Well, I think it's going to be the Wave of Terror. It reduces your attack damage by percentage, and Tiny has very high base damage. And of course, your level 20 talent. Oh, they're going to go onto the cause here, but I think this is just harassment. Yeah, Venge's 20 talent, Wave of Terror steals 20% of damage and armor stolen. So you can actually steal a lot of Tiny's damage. As Tiny's a hero that typically doesn't like to buy items to dispel himself. He just wants to get super greedy, be tanky, tank everything up. Just play around this insurmountable, not get a BKB, and Venge can kind of exploit that.
And he's a little way away, but at least Picard's is finding a lot of farm down bottom. 40 last hits mid lane as well. Argo is bodying. 39 last hits as well, so off to a good start. It's not like Lumpy's not getting a CS. Level 6, we have not seen this Primal Beast make any rotations. We've seen previously some other players, Thompson in particular, of course, really likes playing active on the dinos. Yeah, a little bit awkward there with the Pulverize, and at least he
won't
will
have
get the
it
illusion,
now,
which is not a bad rune to have.
Yeah, luckily Pulverize is only like a 30-second cooldown, so it'll be up in no time. But Misho.
He's getting chased down. Dark Margot. Double supports need to be assisting Kid with Dark Margot's attempt onto El Misho, but of course they're going to be able to find it. So first blood picked up. Boom and Dark Margot strike first. Matthew, let's see if he's still going to stick around bottom, or they just want to completely sacrifice Sacred now that it's daytime.
That was a big first blood too, because he was already having good laning stage. Because also having a great laning stage on this vengeful spirit. And now you've got two cores that are shaping up to look like monsters right now for the side of Boom. Luckily for them, though, we do have a lot of farm on our Tiny, too. He's doing much better than Sacred. Sacred really, really struggling in this top lane here in the network department. And that's what happens to play against the Witch Doctor. I have yet to see an offlaner have a good lane when they have to lane against this Witch Doctor. I think their idea was they'll just survive it. And they did. But at the cost of Pyke just having a completely free game now.
I wonder what the item build as well is going to be for Pyke, because again, we've seen some Tinies go for some different routes here. Of course, in the Echo into Blink, sometimes Echo Shadow Blade. I think China also are really liking what I thought Sacred. It's like they're fine. I know China's liking this Sanjin Yasha. I even saw one build go back to the really old, in fact, I think it was Arme that first did it at like TI11 or 10 when it was the Moon Shard first on Tiny. But that did not have success. So I don't know if that's, people are still going to work with that. So yeah, I don't know if it's going to be like Blink second item on Pyke or Shadow Blade. We'll see.
Yeah, you can't, the Moon Shard was actually really good, but you can't do that anymore since the way they patched out Tiny for the longest time is they gave him a minus 30% attack speed reduction because the Moon Shard was kind of OP. So now you have a talent at least that reduces it to minus 8% of that minus 30. So it helps. But just generally, just stacking attack speed on Tiny isn't as good as it used to be. That's why the Echo Saber is so valuable in this hero, and we see it pretty much every single game. Same as items like the Conda, really good too. Things don't really like focus on Daedalus, these items pretty much, because this hero doesn't use attack speed super well. It's not that it's a useless from, it's just not something that you want to stack.
Not like it used to be for him.
Yeah.
Let's wonder how the game's going to break down, honestly. I mean, of course, this is a very important series, so maybe it's going to be a little bit more slow paced, but you have an Ember Spirit who can rotate with power runes, and really importantly, you have a Primal Beast that can get super active, and Lumpy still hasn't.
I'm just really worried for Sacred right now. He is not playing a hero that can flash farm. You can see that him and Matthew have to do a double stack together. And that's not good news, right? They're farming this very slowly too. So they're gonna try and farm it out because Moose has done a good job of being like, huh, all right, we're gonna make you just sit up here. And to show you how good this laning stage went, Moose at 9 minutes already has a greater healing lotus. He has combined the 3 lotuses they got into one big lotus here. And he's just gonna use
that rotation,
here.
Lumpy. Even though Misha's actually smoking a top. It looks like Sacred, they want to try and take the fight. They're going to bring the boys, I mean, even the Underlord, just in case a further team fight breaks out, and that'll be the case, because Tiger, along with Dark Margot here, because says, screw it, let's come through the portal as well. A all-on brawl will occur. Who's going to come in on top, though? It's Dark Margot tries to Remnant over. Should be able to deal with the Tiny, but this Ember Spirit is going uncontested with the Arcane Rune. Dark Margot is tearing them apart. This Ember Spirit can freely spellcast without any threat on his own life. Dark Margot gets a triple kill, and this game, it is broken open. The early game was slow and passive. No one was fighting. One big fight around top, and we have all 10 heroes.
Yeah, Dark Margot's Ember Spirit and Pakaz's Venge are getting so farmed, but they still have an issue with this Night Stalker, not even level 6, as we're getting close to 11 minutes here. That's the only reason why Beast Coast is still ahead in net worth here, because they can't really get Sacred into the game. But if they continue this rate at Dark Margot, you might not need him to be a big factor in Sacred. He might just get carried through the next couple fights here, then he'll find a way back into it. As we'll see a replay here, that Moose, he popped that greater healing lotus he had from a good laning stage, chased down Matthew. We see the gate come in. It starts to look pretty good, but with the rock being dropped, Pakaz jumping in, and as you mentioned, this Ember Spirit with the Arcane Rune just casting spell after spell here, end up killing all the supports first, and after the supports went down, slight after slight, they whittled them down. And I don't know if they could have had any other rune in this particular game to get this team fight win, because it looks so good for Beast Coast, but 20,000 slights later, Dark Margot comes out ahead.
Yeah. This dude is going to have an incredible Mage Slayer timing. You see on screen, Vitalu's going to attempt to farm the Ancient stack, so looking to get closer towards his own auras. And we'll see what that second one is going to be. But yeah, really eyes on what this Dark Margot Ember is going to be able to do now with a great game.
And those aren't just normal slights either. He went for the facet where his slight will double hit you if you hit 2 or more heroes. And trust me, he was hitting more than 2 heroes on every single slight there.
Misha's going to run into Matthew. Sick Flare not going to have the damage at the moment. Matthew will be fine.
It's a lot of damage there. Gonna show you later on in the game when you do have a stun in place. This Hoodwink can just die immediately to El Misho potentially.
Looks like both sides content with just going back to farming at the moment. Very even game. See, of course, Boom not really wanting to be the proactive ones, considering Bakaz is going for this Scepter. Like, sure, you might show up to some fights. As soon as I say that, though, they're going to look to smoke. You've got Rock back up. Maybe trying to connect with Sacred. They'd love to kill into Pike, but this is not easy. 13 minutes in the game. He's got pretty much 2,200 health. Like, this is a lot of health points that this Tiny has already. Yep. They're going to try. 5 members they'll need.
He's probably just going to walk it off there. No big deal. This Underlord is continually farming up the map here, farming the triangle. They've got a lot of stacks for him to chew through as well. And this is going to be a different type of game for Beast Coast. Or sorry, Boom. We're really used to seeing Pakaz playing like these trolls, right? Just farming the whole map and eventually being this 1v5 threat, morphling, stuff like that. Venge is not those type of heroes. Okay.
Oh, he's closer to the tower. Is anyone to tip it? They're actually just going to leave him. So So a couple ultimates have to be committed, but no one wants to TP in to try and protect him. Because they're setting up on the opposite side of the map because they're going to be able to get the rift away. TPs come through, rainbow TPs. They actually want to take the team fight. So Picard's will come back through the portal and Beast Coast need to get out. They weren't successful with that attempt to try and offset the gank that occurred onto their Tiny. Looks like El Misha, he's going to be caught as well at the buzzer. No escape with a teleport. So Beast Coast will lose 2. And of course, really the most important one is the Tiny in the top lane.
Yeah, Boom just a little bit faster. Both teams trying to make a gank on the enemy carry, but Because just sniffed it out. And unfortunately, Pike didn't. He is tanky, but
this is a gigantic kill. It's not going to matter.
Yeah.
It will not matter. We're actually seeing the damage in the early game from Boom be more than I was expecting. I mean, this probably helps with Dark Margot's early game and as well everyone else being nearby.
Dark Margot is an absolute monster in this game right now. Yeah, you are kind of tanky on Underlord, but not tanky enough to run away from 4 heroes. So he will go down there, and Boom continuing to outplay them on the map here. If you are Beast Coast, you gotta find a way to mount a defense in this game number 1 here. You don't want to be in a position where you lose game number 1 after just getting decimated by Heroic. That'll not be good for your confidence.
That kind of needs to start, I feel like, with the Primal Beast and Sky starting to play together. Because something that you brought up earlier, the concern is like this Witch Doctor. How do you enter the mid game on this hero? And you have an Underlord that is relying on other people to make plays as well. So really want to see this Primal Beast along with the Skywrath Mage starting to combine together.
I mean, the Primal's doing okay, but the real issue of this game is like he's just doing a lot worse than the Ember. That's pretty much all there is to it. So they need to find a way to hook up and kill Dark Mago. They're going to need a lot to do so. They're going to need the Ancient Seal Silence, for 1. Probably a Pulverize, 2. And maybe more. As not again.
South? Again, indeed, and now swap back because
he has
make
Axe.
the attempt onto Lumpy. He's got moves nearby. Because doesn't care about soaking up all the damage. He's ready to go with the second life. They still want to take the team fight. Vitaly through the portal. It's taking a long time to deal with Lumpy. This Primal Beast is tanky. Tries to get away, but it's not going to work out. And now Vitaly as well is stuck inside the river as Boom once again are going to bring the numbers. Can he make it through the portal? He cannot. Tiger shuts that attempt down. Rock is used. And all these fights are continuing to go Boom's way. This will be a tower now as well to add.
And we're seeing the main factor in like all these team fights that's pushing Boom above. It's this vengeful spirit, because he's been part of most every single kill, right? In this mid game. And this Tiny, nothing. He's just been hitting creeps. It's been like 4 versus 5, and that's kind of the advantage that you have of playing this Venge carry as well. I mentioned it's not this end-all be-all type of like late game carry, but what it makes up for is these early fights. You can get really active, and it usually is nice to see when you have a carry player who's versatile. We're very used to seeing Because play this type of style where he just plays for the late game and he just carries his team. But it's also very refreshing to see he's playing a type of style that's slightly different, where he doesn't have to hard carry the game. He just needs to be a bit more active, join these fights. He even sacrificed his life there on Venge, knowing he had the Aghanims, to secure that they get those +2 or 3 kills.
Maybe this is where you can start to find a way back into the game for Beast Coast. Blink Dagger online for Pike. Spoke up with El Misho. They are playing behind the Vengeful Spirit. They're still going to make the attempt to jump in and blow him up. Looks like they should have the damage. The Melodic will tick him out, but they might be able to find the swap back onto Moose, or maybe Dark Margot can chase him down. Vitaly will cover the retreat. Nicely done. Instantly with the Blink, they're going to be able to get a kill in it. And I think for me, Pike as well, you know, he had this Shadow Blade queued up, but saw the status of the game and recognized that Blink was needed to assist in some of these team fights.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. You have to kind of match the tempo of the enemy carry in these type of games. But unfortunately, one good play turns into a return kill there. But getting these kills on Because do matter. Of course, he has the Ags, right? But every time you do kill him, he's still giving full golden experience, and he's really high up there on the net worth. Got to find some more kills on that. But the problem is, you can't do heavy commitments. You have to kind of like get him low and be able to retreat, so when he does die, he can't just swap you back into the fights here.
TP top lane, starting to run at the Primal Beast. One TP will come in. They got any extras as well to be able to protect him. Lumpy can just charge away.
Dark Mago has a Maelstrom too on top of this Mage Slayer. And it's not like he just
So
got that
big.
Maelstrom. He's got like 1,500 gold in the bank almost too. Yeah, this guy is a monster. An absolute monster. He's going to push up bottom lane. They have a Remnant set up for this top. I think the saving grace that you do have here, even though you're getting kind of destroyed in the early game just by this Ember, you can at least be like, okay, at least this is not space for Prakaz to just be playing some troll or something that you know inevitably in 5 minutes, if they free farm, is going to just destroy the game. So a slow game here, I think, is actually pretty good for Beast Coast as they get their items up. Maybe an Eternal Shroud is what they need next on to Lumpy before they fight. Complete this pipe on the Underlord, and whatever item Pyke gets will help as well.
Yeah, when do we feel like the damage issues are actually going to start to come through from Boom?
I think this pipe is big.
Okay.
Because we do have the Greaves available already on the Underlord. Witch Doctor went for the Glimmer Cape. And I think a lot of their damage right now is magical damage, right? It's either the Fatal Bonds, it's going to be like some chains, magic missiles. These type of spells are going to do a lot of damage for you. Obviously, Night Stalker with its maxed out Void. Pipe is going to help a lot in that regard. And I think the Eternal Shroud, because I mentioned that, will also be incredibly good here. But again, they're on the hunt on Boom. And it feels like every time they make a rotation, it connects to at least one hero.
Hey, Roche. It's going to be slow, but you got 20 seconds, 4v5. You're in the area.
They've got Max Terror. That's going to be obviously not the fastest, but not super slow either. 4 points in the Vengeance Aura. And it looks like it'll go down at a timely rate. There will be no contest here. Probably going to throw this on Dark Mago to just make sure that he continues to snowball in this game. Obviously, because the carry player that typically will take it, but he's already got the Aghanim Scepter. Doesn't need that second life. It's already built in for him.
East Coast is the trade. Take a long time to get their Tormentor, but they will in the end. T1 Tower went down to the creeps as well. And they will have their lanes in a good position, which is the one thing for Beast Coast. Yeah, besides top, that's the only one. So your top, you're going to lose a T2 tower unless you defend it. We'll see if they actually even want to try and mount a defense.
There's a Gleipnir fully completed on this Ember Spirit now. You've got level 4 chains and a Gleipnir.
Alright.
This could be a very scary if they want to poke high ground defense. You're going to have this Underlord set up before they get to the high ground, I think. Because if he comes in a little bit late, he might just get swapped in before he can cast any of his spells. We'll have to see, but the call is for now. Play the map, look for stragglers. So far, every time they have gone on the hunt looking for Beast Coast farming in the map, they have been successful. They do have the Night Stalker advantage in that regard, but he's going to be running through wards here. You know this is coming, and you should be able to get out fairly easily here, unless he does pop his ult. TP will be successful on Pyke. And Elmisha will also run out.
Okay, ward that sees Elmisha along with Vitali.
Oh, Ember's
Ember's actually going to be able to
huh?
jump him. So look at the damage output that Dark Mago is even doing. Pipe's going to be used, but it's not going to matter. Vitali will be chased down. They saw a couple heroes TP out. One will come in the Witch Doctor, but I don't know if Moose is really going to be able to do that match. Maybe a cast can bounce back and forth. Sacred can activate the pit with the instant silence, stops the death ward on Moose,
Dark
and
Mago
still
doesn't
Dark
care.
Mago is not done. The relentless pressure from the Ember Spirit. Now we can turn to Moose next as well. You TP'd in, my friend. You are not getting out.
And here I was like, oh yeah, you have a lot of silences, you have a lot of roots, you have a lot of stuns for this Dark Mago Ember Spirit. It might be a hard game for him. He is definitely showcasing that this game is not hard for him, not one bit. Especially with this Aegis in hand. He is the carry of this game. Step aside, because I'm the carry in this game. Support me.
8-0-6 for Dark Mago, who we've kind of spoken about everyone on this Boom roster has leveled up so far as the qualifiers have gone on. The Cars has had some great games. We've seen the supports win them the early games. Sacred with his team fighting with heroes like Pangolier. Dark Margo, got to keep in mind, I think multiple, 4, 5 Zeus games in a row they won. And he's been incredible as well with the mid lane. We are going to have a brawl. It's going to be into the Aegis advantage still.
Yeah, 2 more minutes here on this Aegis. They see Moose. He's a dead man. He planted a ward there. They're gonna try.
Jump Sacred with the BKB still on cooldown. This is not a bad pickoff.
No.
They need the Underlord for the mitigation. He's not here at the moment, so no pipe, no Greaves means all the damage from Dark Margo is not being mitigated. There will be no Underlord. Your aura carry doesn't show up. And in the end, your Boom, they will capitalize on that opportunity.
You've got nothing for this Ember. He is destroying you. Yeah, you killed the Night Stalker right away, which is great, but Sacred's sitting there. Look at his net worth in this game. He's like, good job, bros. I don't really care. I'm just getting carried anyway. I'm just vision for my team at this point. So they all group up, and guess what? Double chains. After double chains comes the Gleipnir. After that comes the Rock, the Fatal Bronze, and the Upheaval. You're stuck. There's no way out of there. And you fall, one by one, to this Ember Spirit. Warlock also did a lot of work there, too.
There's another Gleipnir. Apparently Matthew's got one.
Okay. He's hoodwink. Why wouldn't he?
Okay, how do you feel about this? Because I know the Underlord, this is a hero that we often see play split away from the team and can always join with Gay. Do you feel like he cannot do that this game, though, with how much damage is going to be applied before he gets there with the gate? Does he need to be with the team already to activate pipe as soon as, like, if the fight breaks out?
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. I think this is just one of those games where we're just so far behind that, I mean, you have to use the gate at some point, just because you do have the facet, right? For the Abyssal Horde. You need the boys. You picked a hero for the boys, so you need the boys. And I guess you just have to get in there. And I think Lumpy just needs to be a bit more tanky. He's going for that Ags, which might help a little bit. So I think Lumpy just has to go in and try his best. And he gets out. Not even close. Calculated. But yeah, I know. I think they need the gate. I think they need every single bit of damage they can get. And I think with the Abyssal Horde facet, they actually, as funny as it sounds, they need that damage from those Necro books.
I don't like that. I don't like when you're talking about them needing damage from Necro books at this stage.
They need every bit of damage they can get, as you can see in this game. Every little bit. And even then, I don't like their odds here, but their high ground defense could be very interesting here. And you have to keep in mind, there isn't a hero that goes high ground super well on the side of Boom. So the longer you drag this game out, the more items you're going to get. You do have play opportunities for tossbacks later on into the base, stuff like that. But for now, Boom owns this map. And they're even smoking out during daytime, knowing that Dark Ascension is available. They want to not go high ground just because they don't have Aegis, and their building damage is quite terrible, to be honest with you. So they want to kill heroes first, then go. And Matthew will break on Elmisho. I thought he might just charge in head first, but gives them a little bit of respect. They back out.
Vitality down bottom is under this observer ward. So the vision across the map once again from Boom, which has been another big thing in all their games.
He's done for. That's not going to work. You're playing against a Gleipnir.
I mean, of course, it's a natural thing when a team is playing from ahead. Much easier to be able to place wards across the map. And I love the current vision they have. You're one in case someone sneaks down bottom in the jungle. You've got one very aggressive up top over the Mighty Mines. So any of these kind of side jungle camps, it's not easy for beastcoast to be able to play there and catch up.
Yeah, they know the position of this game that beastcoast is in. They're going to play on the sides of the map. This patch has been out for long enough. That's the drill. When you're losing a game, you push out these edges of the map. You farm it out. It's typically safe. And the support players, they've caught on to this. They start warding those areas now. Those become prime. You're not going to be showing in the mid lane very much. That's a death sentence. So vision is key to pick off heroes. And there's an Invis Skywrath mage here. You are setting up on Matthew here, but I don't think you know he's invisible. You do not have detection for this. So this might be an opening where they can potentially get Matthew, but will there be collateral if they decide to fully commit on this?
Sacred's ready. They're baiting Matthew. Sacred's going to be ready to jump, and they'll be in instantly with the teleports. At least it's only the 2 supports that show. Skies will escape on the TP. Okay, I was concerned because Pyke was even nearby, thinking that he might be required. Wait, I thought one escaped with TP. Never mind.
No, he died.
They both died.
He tried to TP, just too much damage. And that's the collateral I was talking about. Yeah, you're going to get one, but you're going for a kill that's directly next to a tier 2, right? So TPs can come in directly after. You did force out the Dark Ascension and all. You know, you could just be like, space. At least we did something. And Beast Coast Eyes, that was probably good for them. Better than at least what was happening on the map state. They got something. But reality is that doesn't change the state of the game very much at all for either team. 2 supports for 1 at this stage of the game is fairly even just because of the net worth advantage that is accumulated by Boom.
It's like
Why is this Warlock so farmed? Does anyone have any idea? I just looked at his net worth.
1-1-18, a lot of assists.
Like, why is he so farmed? Like, shouldn't the Hoodwink have his net worth and the Warlock should have, like, the Hoodwink's net worth?
How's he got 94 last hits? What's he last hitting with? Is he just
His
like upheaval and...
Yeah, this hero can
Yeah,
actually
okay.
farm really quickly.
Well, I guess like naturally only 1 death this game is probably going to help. And he's been involved in 19 out of the 23 kills. Tiger's making a case for this hero to be respected more than what it is. At least on this current rate, they are having a lot of success. Of course, the series we casted yesterday with Boom up against Leviathan and now against Beast Coast as well.
I mean, what do you do about it, though? Like, this guy is a monster on Clockwork. We saw him the literal last game he played. He's a monster on Tusk. Can you just ban all his heroes in the first phase? Is that it? Leave all the OP stuff and just focus out Tiger? He's going to get a hero he's good on, no matter what you do. And that's just kind of like the problem you run into when you play good teams. You don't have enough bans. And unfortunately, you don't have enough answers either.
Oh boy, there's a DD. Okay, so Margaret had an arcane room to put himself in prime position to be able to bring the boys over the finish line in that first big fight, and now he's got a double damage rune as well. Again, Underlord is not here to start the fight. Sacred's just going to charge into the middle. They'll attempt to deal with the Witch Doctor, but the rock already gets dropped. That's not that good, but an aggressive swap into the middle over to the left side. We see Dark Marco is locked onto Lumpy. Lumpy's able to activate the BKB. But where is Tiny? Where is Pyke and his damage output? Pyke is not here. He's down to the south by the well, but he wants nothing to do with this engagement. Beast Coast are incredibly hesitant, respecting Boom's advantage, but they are playing with fear in this first game.
Yeah, I mean, Pyke's, I'm not sure what he did on the side there, but his blink was already on cooldown, so he couldn't go back into that fight. He realizes playing into Vengeful Spirit, he needs his damage, so he's going for an item that typically you don't really see on the Tiny, and it's going to be a Manta style. This isn't one of those snowballing items that's going to make a big difference for the Tiny and his damage output. It's just going to help him be a bit more survivable and just kind of block the damage that as soon as you get level 20 on this Venge, it's going to be devastating. And yeah, you kill the cause, but his illusion didn't die in that fight, so we're able to do a lot of work there on that second life there. And Assault Cuirass is the call for Picas's next item. Just gonna boost up the, the minus armor for Dark Mago on these Sleight of Fist coming through. Gonna be even more devastating.
Oh, there's another fight. Okay.
Yeah, he skipped out on the Conda build here on the Night Stalker because he realized he has no luxury items to spare in this game. He did not have a good laning stage, so he's just going for straight the essentials here. BKB Nullifier, get on top of a target, stop these Force Staffs, stop these Glimmer Capes. And they do have 2 Force Staffs, a Glimmer Cape and a Ghost Scepter. Well,
they didn't really fall that low, though.
There's a Cheese on Sacred, too. You got Cheese, Aegis. I mean, you haven't won a single team fight this game on Beast Coast, so I don't think you're going to start fighting into Aegis Cheese. I think you just got to get back on the map, drag this timer out a bit longer. Maybe the 37-minute neutral items couldn't have some good choices for you to make your hero a little bit stronger. but they're definitely not strong enough right now.
They're clumping up to try and take a fight around this T2 tower with a high ground ward. But Dark Margo is going to face check them with the Aegis. This is not the guy you are jumping.
Nope, not ideally here. You really want this Warlock, I think. If you can.
Bringing Bakars. Oh, they're going to try and jump the Venge and blow him up 4-0. Okay, so yeah, maybe you're going to kill the Venge with Spirit. You haven't even done it just yet. But now your backline, the formation has been broken. Sacred is starting to chase down some of the supports. Importantly, making space for Dark Margo with a bushwhack connecting onto Matthew comes around the corner, holding both them into place. Pike gets a secondary kill, but it just doesn't matter in the end. These cores are all having free team fights. Dark Margo is still without a death.
I'd still say that was progress as far as their fights are going. Sure, you don't have an answer to Dark Margo yet, but potentially you will later on in this game. We'll have to see. Swap from the illusion
into the upheaval. The Greaves on cooldown, gets it off actually the last second. A buyback from Moose. Moose TP's into the middle. Moose is just gone. Now Lumpy's got a TP in. Well, let's see if he's going to be able to at least be more fortunate with the escape. He's tankier than the Witch Doctor.
I mean, with no Witch Doctor and no Underlord now for 60 seconds, you can do whatever you want on this map. And their calls can be take this barracks. It is pretty slow, so maybe they'll go for top as well, because he's going to be respawning in 6 seconds. Gonna go back to his illusion. And now you're just going to hit bottom. You still have this Aegis for 1 minute, 45 seconds left. The Witch Doctor, or the Warlock, sorry, is healing up Ember Spirit. Your Glyph is forced. You're at bare minimum losing one more set of barracks here. And there
they go.
Someone's pinging the throne.
I have no creeps though, I guess.
Oh, okay. There's no wave here. Pike has definitely cut the wave mid. They're gonna all in it still with the overwhelming damage and the help of the Vengeance Aura plus Assault Cuirass combination. Took all 5 heroes to hit it, but got the job done. And you got exactly what you wanted here on the side of Boom. You still have Aegis for another minute, but most likely you will not be using it. Choice is yours what to do from here. Do you want to try to just finish the game here? Or do you just wait another 4 to 6 minutes for that Aegis to like respawn?
What is there always so they can do whatever they want here for Boom. Such a lead. Seeing, and they're actually going to smoke and try and take a fight. 30 seconds left on the edges. We do see Beast Coast is starting to clump up around the mid lane.
I think they're just trying to get their lane shoved out.
Us is hunting. Smoked up, moving forward, scan. I know they're up on the high ground. Dark Ascension gives all the vision they need. And the supports are just food. El Misho runs into 3. Meanwhile, the Night Stalker's also trying to catch up with the Witch Doctor. Still no buyback. Of course, we saw Prior used here for Moose. Top lane is shoved in, so these last set of barracks are about to be vulnerable.
They are going to lose the Night Stalker ult, though. Supports will be back in 30 seconds. If you want to buy back, potentially, that is an option here, too. Because he does have swap if he wants to use it. For now, being very patient. I think Beast Coast can do nothing but just watch your barracks die.
Even Pike is just doing no damage. What? Actually, just nothing. Dark Margaret just stood his ground. Took 0 damage from the tiny full set. Meaning the mega creeps are online.
So the cool thing about the Venge 20 talent, where you steal 20% of reduced damage and armor, even if you dispel it, you still keep the buff. You remove the debuff, but you still keep the buff no matter what. So if he ever hits Tiny with it, he's getting a large portion of damage. I think it was like 50 damage just by hitting Tiny with his W. And if he hits multiple heroes as well, that does stack on top of each other, so pretty strong. And if he ever gets Tiny when he doesn't have his either BKB running or Mantis it off, it'll reduce his damage output by a ton.
Jesus, that hero damage. Dark Mark. I think 40k was second highest, maybe 17k if I remember correctly, something around there. I mean, this has just been, it has been nothing short of flawless from Dark Mark. 14, 0, and 40.
Yeah.
Sky has been exceptional. I mean, we said that. Tiger 3-1 and 24. Like, they are really not slipping up.
And I was singing the praises of Pakaz carrying the games and being that reliable carry. Turns out he doesn't even need to be. Not in every game. When Dark Mago needs to step up, he'll step up. He's doing it in spades, and we got a swap coming out. Very aggressive. He went back in.
Target Pakaz, okay. I mean, you assassinate the Scythe Mage over the other side. Meanwhile, still under the T4 towers. But Tyler, Pyke, they're in some trouble. I mean, the aura is going to be activated, but with such an overwhelming amount of net worth lead, it just doesn't matter how tanky you are. These auras are doing nothing. Pyke can't right-click. Maybe he'll be able to deal with Tiger. Lumpy's dumping everything to get the Warlock support. But still, the fight will continue to break out. Boom. Swarming inside the base. It is time to pillage. Treasures are for them. Tier 4 towers are claimed. And this game 1 is going to be theirs as well. With the G's being caught. Boom. Such a convincing game 1 victory here in our lower bracket finals.
Yeah, and this, you've got to be a little concerned if you're a Beast Coast fan, because this Boom squad, they reformed. They went through the second qualifier. They brought in
to go down to try and end the game early with this. We're going to have to find out. But Dark Mago, yeah, I mean, he's master tier on the Batrider. And Boom have some ever so very, very comfortable heroes that they're going to be playing with. Again, you know, top lane, that's the big thing we saw previously. Sacred really have a rough time, so probably expecting that to be the case once again. Your mid lane, we've spoken, is going to be very volatile between the Batrider and the Shadowfiend. What about bottom, though? Like, you mentioned, like, Coddle pairs pretty well with melee heroes, and Troll is someone who definitely can spam out the axes with the help of the Chakra. Yeah. Is this a lane that is going to be able to have a pretty decent time versus Elmisha and Vitali?
I mean, we'll have to see. I'm not entirely sure how powerful the Coddle is as a laner right now. I know his ult is pretty good. He did get the recall facet as well. They should be okay. I don't think it'll be a hard time for them unless somehow Elmisha manages to get a lot of brambles on you. You get out of position. Dark Willow plus Centaur is a very powerful lane. So we'll see. That lane could just be a draw on the end, potentially. But I'm interested to see it. To me, this kind of shows you that Lumpy doesn't want to play the caster style. And maybe he wants to, because if you get this lasting presence facet, I feel like you definitely have to get level 15 one that presence or affects buildings, right? So if you win a team fight, you can just walk down lanes. Maybe his goal is to go for a Pyke or something like that in this game and push back the Troll. It's an interesting idea, but of course, the raises not slowing makes this mid matchup even more difficult.
Especially when you're not getting last hits with the razors and missing the range creep as well. So.
We'll see. Plenty of time to recover this lane. But meanwhile, Vitali, he's going to get his lane in a good position here. Sacred already. They just have to drag lanes on the top lane as well. They don't want to play against this Witch Doctor yet again. Maybe this is going to be the new normal. Just think of Witch Doctor as Undying. Just don't try to lane against it and just, like, pull the waves. I'm not even joking with that. I think that might just be the correct play.
Oh, what? He died!
Well, sometimes you Undying can't do that, but Witch Doctor can. So maybe you can't pull waves against Witch Doctor. What can you do against the Zero?
So, all right, have fun running back to the lane.
Moose stops that pool too. Yeah, it doesn't look like this lane's gonna go much better for poor old Sacred here. This Witch Doctor will continue to get strong. Tiny level 2. Use this Void. Maledict is available. They might want to go here. And yes, they will. On top lane, just chase them down a little with the Maledict. But level 3 in this mid lane, this is where I think things get interesting. 2 skill points being held by Mago here. Wonder if he wants to go to a 1-1-1 build and try to look for a kill. Otherwise, he would have put 2 points in the sticky.
Wonder
Troll on
how
bot
they're
lane,
gonna
though.
be able to-
He might be
Yeah,
dead.
okay,
They got him.
That's a big one. All right, this bottom lane already for Beast Coast. The side lane's off to a good start here. Got the Dark Willow with the Centaur playing together. Looks like the lane's probably going to get in a pretty good position, especially with the hard camp being open as well. So this is some really good signs for Beast Coast in their off lane.
And at the bare minimum here, this Bat Rider, we've seen this Shadow Fiend just destroy every matchup mid. Even if he doesn't get a kill here, he's CSing just fine. And it doesn't look like that's going to change here. Should be just a free farm lane for Dark Mago. And that's kind of a win there, I think. Just picking a hero that can just go even.
You say that, but also, is it kind of a win for Lumpy, considering you've said this matchup can be, like, if played correctly on the Bat Rider, you can just get kill after kill on the Shadow Fiend?
Yeah, I guess you can look at it both ways. I think both of them are somewhat happy. But so far from what I've seen in this qualifier, Shadow Fiend has destroyed every single matchup he's played in.
Sure.
So it's still a little bit of a win for both the players. Both players are happy right now.
And yeah, importantly, these are both heroes out really wanting to have some stacks created for them as well. So we continue to see a lot of pressure put in the side lanes, and maybe the supports are going to have a bit more of a difficult time to be able to go back into the jungle and start to create some stacks.
Oh, this bottom lane again. Brambles miss, so we'll just back out.
Again, though, Sacred, only 9 last hits at the moment here for the Night Stalker, and we're about minute 15 now away until that daytime. So last time when that hit the mark, we saw Matthew started to leave the lane, and they're just like, all right, we're Night Stalker, we're just going to leave you alone. Matthew, I believe, even went bottom, so we'll maybe see if that'll be the case like we saw in game 1.
Yeah, I think it pretty soon here, you just want to on Hoodwink move to this mid lane, contest the stacks his Shadow Fiend's making in the jungle, and maybe even potentially get a dive onto Lumpy.
Up lane moves. He's fine. He's got the creeps to tank the tower. Nice pushback though from Matthew.
Oh, they're going mid lane. Dark Mago says it's time, but an instant TP reaction to save him. They were ready for this play. And, you know, sure, you save his life there, but at the same time, you're forced to TP out of bot lane, which to give the cause a little more space. And that TP won't be up for next time. But luckily for him, he's going to have a nice little triple stack there to go back to. And Dark Mago has not been doing anything on his own, but he's going to TP top.
I mean, they're so overextended. Pyke and Moose are both past the tower, not respecting the potential TPs in. They're going to try and land some combos, but it's a big one from Matthew in return, and this will be a double kill for them in the end. So Dark Mago, yeah, he didn't get the kill into the Shadow Fiend, but we see him do a lot in that top side of the map. Lumpy's trying to take a stack away, but
Could be greedy if he wants to. All right. They're kind of low mana on Dark Mago here. And he's going for Boots of Travel first as well on the Bat Rider. And yeah, okay. Well, we'll see what SF commits to, but for now, just going for treads. I'm very curious to see if he is going to commit to this magic damage build or if he's going to go for a right-click build. But I would think it's kind of bizarre to go for this facet.
Top lane. Should be able to tick out to the last Melodic. So we saw them killed up, but instantly Moose and Pyke back to playing aggressive onto Sacred's Night Stalker.
This just seems like it's not a lane that Night Stalker can play into. But they willingly gave it away. Was it overconfidence from game number 1 being like, it's fine, I lost my lane. I got carried anyway. It'll happen again. Can you be that confident going to this one? We'll have to see, but he's having a similar type of game from last game. Slightly better, though, just because that Bat Rider was able to TP in and clean up that Tiny and Witch Doctor, just slowing down their net worth quite a bit.
And we see he's got a different item build as well. Queued up, you mentioned last game, not going phylactery. It looks like this time he does have it in his quick bite at the moment, so we'll see if Sacred's going to continue to go down that route or not. He is missing pretty much a full wave with a double range creep as well, so a lot of experience, unfortunately, is not going to go his way, but we have seen, of course, what this hoodwink hero is able to do. So
Yeah.
maybe you're honestly not too bad with this situation.
I mean, it doesn't feel great for sure, but as a support player, you feel good. You're like, damn, don't worry, buddy. Do what you did last game. I'll carry the game. Give me that fast sharpshooter online. I think the next moment of contest will be these wisdom runes that'll be coming out in about 30 seconds. Looking at the map state currently, it probably will just be a trade of 1-to-1. Doesn't look too exciting. Nobody's making any moves. Mid laners are both just farming. Coddle decided to stack up out for Mago, but here they go. Smoke ganking with this lasso. They want to kill Pyke again, but even if you kill the Witch Doctor, not so bad. And that's exactly what they will do.
Yeah, Tiger's going to get the kill. So at least Pyke doesn't die, which is the most important thing. The update on Lumpy, he does have Dragonlance and Yasha queued up. So this is looking like it will be a right-click Shadowfiend build. And so you're going to have two right-clickers. I mean, maybe the Tiny can go down a different route, but again, it's the insurmountable build. It's not that crash landing. So I was thinking maybe he could go with the Blink, with the Kandra or something. But yeah, you're going to have your mid laner and your carry being all in on right-clicks.
Yeah, and it's an interesting choice too, because I feel like the magic SF gives you a lot more control against like a hero like Troll. So being another right clicker, I think he just really wants to buy a Pyke and just keep pushing this Troll backwards. We'll see if it works.
See if this smoke works as well. Lumpy and Moose maybe trying to catch out someone going for the power rune. Sacred is currently showing mid lane. It's not easy though. How are they going to try him with this Stampede? Close the distance for the Requiem. Sacred, though, with the Crippling Fear makes it awkward. So, yeah, you're going to dive Sacred because it means that everyone else is down bottom is going for Vitali. So, both offlaners will be killed off, it looks like. Well, importantly, Margot got the kill down bottom, so an injection of gold for the Batrider. Meanwhile, Lumpy did not get the kill onto Sacred's Night Stalker.
I mean, one offlaner is not like the other in this game, as the Centaur was the highest net worth hero on Beast Coast, and the Night Stalker was the lowest net worth hero on the side of Boom. So, as far as money trade goes, that definitely is going to favor the side of Boom in that particular rotation. But still about approximately 1,000 gold lead here for the side of Beast Coast. The only issue that I do see at the current point, good stack steal potentially. Really good done. Well done there by Lumpy. Steals away that stack. The only issue I see with this game is potentially the mid game, right? When this Night Stalker does get his levels, this Batrider with the boots of travel, are you just going to feed to that because Lumpy is going for like a farming type of build with the Dragonlance? Or can you stop this? And if they can stop the feeding and they're farming on SF, Tiny, and Centaur, because Centaur is going for Blade Mail first, you won't have that Blink Dagger available. If you can stop this mid-game timing here, you're in really good shape from Beast Coast. But it's a pretty scary mid-game timing with Night Stalker and the, the recall that's going to happen on Tiger. The map is going to be very hard to play very soon here.
Yeah, so how do you set that up? How do you set yourselves up to not feed? Is this defensive items on supports? Is this trying to get some vision out on the map and just read the movements? Is that really all you can do?
I think what they're doing is pretty good here. Set up a area of control. Take bottom tower, ward it up, and make it so that every time they come to this area, they feel threatened of dying, or you just have the superior vision advantage. And then just play 50-50, right? Let them have half the map, you take the other half of the map. Don't get too greedy, but this night time coming up right now, got a little bit careful here. Illusion is available.
Got a little greedy for the rune.
The bushwhack hit.
Away, but the timing with the bushwhack means he will not escape the Requiem charge up there. He's going to try and do as much damage as he can, and Lumpy turned down to the Firefly, and he'll live. That is huge. Lumpy escapes. Beast Coast bring everyone they need to get the Hoodwink and the Batrider. And this will slow down some of that aggression you are expecting to come out in the mid game.
Yeah, and you don't really have the supports right now that can add the damage to the lasso there, unfortunately, or canceled for this third time. This Coddle, he maxed Chakra Magic. Top lane did not go well. Matthew is not level 6. If you would have had a sharpshooter, that's a kill, right? No doubt. But unfortunately, that is not online for them, so their supports not being the super high in the damage department couldn't dish out enough damage there. The Requiem comes out, and Mago's dead. And all of a sudden, the lead continues to grow for Beast Coast. As Moose, can he bait again? But it looks like he will just potentially go down. You gotta add a little more damage here. They will get him. Not the kill you really want, but it's okay.
No, not at all. I was just going to say you're probably happy with that, considering this is the time now for Boom to play active. You have the recall, you have the nighttime sacreds really wanting to try and use this Dark Ascension, and it's the Witch Doctor that takes the gank.
Yeah, and you have like a max retaliate Blade Mill Centaur who's going to farm a ton, already top net worth in the game. Your rotations to kill the Shadow Fiend have not been fruitful whatsoever. In fact, they backfired on you. This is your nighttime timing. What can you really do with it at this point? Pyke is there. You have 3 heroes staring at him, but you're too afraid to dive for the TP rotations, as the smoke is going to come to the top lane. El Misho plus Moose. They want to just secure the 12-minute rune here.
Another one.
Will be a haste rune. He can make something happen with this.
See if he almost got blown up last time. We'll see if he can use the haste to try and connect to the team fight, but no one will be able to stop Boom from retreating. So you have callers now continuing to farm across the map. Dark Margo not wanting to get involved, working on BKB, and of course silently because is going uncontested. This is a troll wall at top net worth, and we have seen because do some incredible things on this hero.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, this is going to still be a troll game. The more he farms, the better and stronger he will be. This hero is just kind of a creep at this stage of the game. So Picaz is sort of happy with the state of the game, but I think Boom definitely had plans with this Batrider pick to be doing a lot more than what it currently is doing for the game.
The late game, like, craggy exterior is not frustrating for the troll at all?
It definitely is, but you're going to press BKB and hopefully he dies in that duration.
Okay. Stack getting stolen, I should say, from Beast Coast. They saw a couple. They definitely saw the troll venturing pretty aggressively down bottom. Maybe they even saw Matthew as well making the attempt on Vitaly, and they're even picking this mid lane. So Pyke is getting much more active than what we saw previously. This was one of your critiques with the Tiny last game, and just like the hero difference with that and the Venge, and we're actually seeing he's looking to try and step in to assist with this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, and this particular game, he's playing at the pace he wants to play as a Tiny. It's just unfortunately last game he was out-templed by Avenge, but this game, no matter what, is a Tiny. He's going to have these windows against a Troll, where Troll just, he doesn't want to do anything but hit creeps. That's for sure. Getting close to that battle
again. We can, I think, you asked a question about the Tiny item build. Previously last game, you felt like Blink was required considering the status of the game. Do you agree with the choice again from Pyke?
Yeah, definitely this game, because you already have a right-click carry as well, and Lumpy, right? He's going to the Dragonlance.
Lane jump in, Vitaly. Blink reveal onto Sacred. This Night Stalker's game continuing to get more difficult for Death. They've got another pretty decent observer board that scanning out some of the members. See if Tiger looks to walk up the high ground. They also have their own ward on Radiant that's going to see all 4 heroes, and well, they'll get the D ward now, but of course this play will not connect.
And that's the difference between this game and last game here. There's a blink on the Centaur. Will he connect?
This is
not
deep. Yeah, you got Stampede to potentially get away. They're going to try and lasso, but there's no one there for the damage. So, I mean, that's on cooldown for 85 seconds. Vitaly's like, cool, bro. Yeah, lasso me. Have fun with defending a T2 tower now.
And that's a big cooldown. That's a 90-second cooldown that they will not have available. TP's to mid, and the call is just let it die. And yeah, to answer your question, yeah, the Blink Dagger is going to be essential here because they don't have that Blink initiation this game from their mid laner. He's just a right-click carry. So Pyke is just going to have to play a little more selfless, be a Blink initiator, and hope Lumpy can pump the damage into these towers here. When he gets to that level 15 talent, if they can win a team fight, your base will melt.
Margo. I mean, he should be dead. You can Stampede so everyone can close the distance. You'll get the first stun, and everyone else is going to be there as well. And this defensive observer ward scouting out the Batrider. And there's a couple things now. First, of course, the obvious. Dark Margo completely took over the last game on the Ember, and most importantly, this Batrider has not done the things that we were worried about in the early game to take over the map, get kill after kill, And he's not doing that. He's 3-2 and 2 at the moment. They've done a really good job to slow down the pace.
3-2 and 2, huh? But yeah, this game in particular, he is not the force we saw in the last game. And that is a big difference. And we're seeing the same story in the offlane for the Night Stalker. And I really felt like the last game, the only reason this Night Stalker was able to play the game is because Ember just blew the game wide open for him. But this is kind of what the game looks like when your offlaner can't do anything.
Dark Margo off the back of the respawn. This time they're going to have some heroes nearby to play with the lasso. Pyke is going to move through. They're also TPing the outpost as well, but the numbers are going to favor Boom. But can they continue to stalk them? A Dark Ascension is even used, but they're so hesitant. Sacred was ready to go, but everyone else was a little bit concerned about Beast Coast connecting with their 2 other members.
Kind of seeing the weakness of this Keeper of the Light right now. Yeah, you can teleport your team across the map, but what can you do with it? Not able to kill anyone here.
I just got a double wisdom rune as well. Other one cook for a little bit. He's gonna be pretty happy with the experience that he's got. He's going Carter. He's got your scepter queued up as well. So this is kind of bottom lane. Matthew's actually gonna go for this. So I thought he was going to do somewhat of this build, but with the crash landing, right? But
yeah,
so very interesting that he still wanted the insurmountable.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little handy versus heroes like Batrider, right? It's gonna, if you ever do get lassoed, that status resist and the sticky napalm too, the slow resist. So at least it's a decent build for the insurmountable. Maybe the crash landing was still better. It's really hard to know. But if you plan on only putting 1 point in toss, yes, no point getting crash landing.
They didn't actually.
Oh,
what
interesting.
the hell?
I
mean, they got baited. They thought he would have. I guess he was too far away from the cliff to jump off, so he just fell back down. But I mean, what a difference in Beast Coast we are seeing. Like, again, you were saying versus Heroic, they had some. Game 2 was a little bit more close, but Heroic one fight completely just blew that game open. And we saw Game 1, of course, versus Boom. It was very dominant. But now Game 2, finally, we are seeing the Beast Coast that we have seen so far in these qualifiers.
And this Witch Doctor is higher level than the Night Stalker at this stage of the game, and about the same net worth. Tiger, they're gonna try and go for him. He did ult, and he's gonna TP back to base. And I haven't, if you're behind, right, I don't see this Coddle doing much work. Like, this Coddle is meant to play from ahead. Teleport people around, set up ganks, but every hero that Dark Mago has lassoed in this game, there's been no damage. They just can't kill him. And you want to have a support that can do something with you, or maybe even an offlaner, but like, the supports just don't have damage. I mean, Hoodwink could do some damage potentially, but not in this game. Just not gonna happen.
Early game not going their way. You know, who knows how different this game would be if that engagement inside the river went differently, where the Batrider gets some kills. They're able to snowball and use that recall, because now it's Beast Coast that are continuing to play aggressively. Up in the face, T2 towers, they're all gone. 20 minutes in. This is pre-15 talent as well for the Shadowfin if you wanted that aura affecting buildings. You are now just praying that Bakaz is able to find enough farm and do something. Looks like this smoke will connect though. Vitaly and Elmisha together are going to be able to scout out Matthew. Sacred's going to charge up the high ground. 2 heroes showed bottom. They're going to instantly be able to TP to the outpost in case the fight does break out. Nice flame break. Moon's going to get pushed to the low ground. And the Hurricane Pike, it's going to get some separation, but still with the lasso's going to be there. Vitaly, they should deal with the Centaur, right? If they even got the damage, it doesn't seem like it. Pike, an aggressive jumper in the middle, but there's just nothing left in the tank from Boom.
And Moose is 1 hit away, and the cause decided it is not worth committing for that one. And you just walk away. You get a Night Stalker kill. You almost kill 2 heroes on Beast Coast. But almost isn't enough. You got to finish the job there, but they're just not confident enough to do so. So this game still
95%.
95. Oh boy.
Yeah.
And that's the risk of this bat mid. It's either you take off and you carry the game, or we're starting to see why a lot of people don't play this hero mid. Because if you don't take off, you don't do much. It's kind of farm.
Kaz is up there for an early BKB.
Needs it.
Just trying to see if there's closing on anything else. Surely, Blink is still a little bit away. You've almost got Maelstrom, which is going to be a nice little damage spike for Matthew. Bottom lane, Dark Margot starting to try and TP down. Vitaly's going to get the first stun.
Okay, no BKB.
Pike's going to be there to follow up as well. Oh, and the burst, of course, showcased with the phylactery build from Pike. And yeah, like you said, this Batrider just has not taken off mid lane. Oh, Misha, going to be forced to terrorize, but you can't even kill a Dark Willow when she's by herself.
And your team is coming. By the roots. See ya. He's gone. Matthew's gonna die here. And we're talking a lot about the Batrider, but we have to mention this combo too, right? Compared to what we've seen Tiger play, like this Warlock and the amount of team fight you bring to the table, we're not really seeing a combo with the Chakra Magic. We're not seeing anything you can dump into these team fights. We have not seen a single relocate amount to anything useful so far in this game. You're not going to get the Solar Bind, so you're not even a threat in the ganks. Trying 2 new heroes in this game for Boom that we haven't seen yet. And it's not really working out. Maybe feeling themselves a little too much after that last game, being like, yeah, we can try some new heroes. Or perhaps maybe the hero pool is run dry. We did see a lot of new bans.
Oh, what? The reactions from Pike's able to get the blink away. Now Vitaly as well. Enough time to stampede back to the secret shop. Margot wants him though. Big lasso drag back, and they're gonna have the damage. He'll be stuck on the high ground, but because he's not hitting the central, because he wants the tiny. Tries to lock onto the carrier Beast Coast, but the All Scepter, they get some separation. And this is just too messy. Not the start they were wanting from Boom. Yeah, you'll kill off moves, but Sacred's also going to try and get over towards the Dark Willow, but meanwhile, because he's stuck inside the river, you can activate your spells. Vitaly,
oh,
nice
what a
force
force.
up for the high ground.
Oh, but he's in trouble now,
He doesn't have it for himself now. Pike to the rescue.
He tossed the wrong hero.
Lumpy tries to get him up, but no, will not be able to keep him alive. And our Sacred with the phylactery, so they just get out of range. Pike will try and TP there, and he stuns Bushwhacks on cooldown. Somehow, this fight, I don't know, goddamn how, but in the end, Boom actually make it a decent trade.
Pike, unfortunately, with the tiny airlines there, canceling the Requiem, getting the Shadow Fiend killed when otherwise he would not have died in that engagement. Sure, they still got Picasso, but you did not want to lose your Shadow Fiend there. An accidental mistoss by Pike there costs him his mid laner's life, but it's all good. They're still ahead. It's still looking good. Bit of a whoopsie. They're allowed a couple of those in this game. They are ahead. Time to reset.
And reset. Of course, we're going to be... Roche is still not really even being thought out about. You know, of course, Boom gone at this stage, and probably Beast Coast are going to be thinking about it. They got some really good wards around that previous fight location, so Vitaly's going to be able to find Matthew. We've already got a lot of heroes nearby as well, so maybe Pike can come through the portal. I mean, you don't have that long before it goes to bottom, so...
Are we going to see it again? Oh, no. We don't want to relive this moment. Tiny goes in and tosses his Shadow Fiend. I don't even know how it targeted SF with all those units by. Kind of unlucky, to be honest with you. It is.
You get the boomerang on Matthews, so it's going to help out a little bit with your damage output, potentially blowing up one of these heroes. And now, I mean, Margot's got a 4-staff queued up, so this is definitely something as well. The high ground siege that is not coming in yet, but probably with the ages. You will have some repositioning. Do they have another 4-staff? No, they do not. So there's not going to be like some double 4-staff inside the base. The Cotter, with all this farm that he's getting, is going to be working on a Scepter, so we will see the Will-O-Wisp be a factor in this game.
All right. That's something. It can be a little bit annoying to lock them in place. That way Picasso can get onto a target. Picasso is just really not where he wants to be itemization-wise. Sure, he has his basic toolkit, but the one thing Troll does struggle against is when the enemy's like overfed, have Aegises. Because you have about 8 seconds to kill heroes. And that's during your BKB. And once your BKB goes down, see you later in this game. And we do have a Pike available on the Shadow Fiend, which is gonna stall out at least another 3 or plus seconds.
They really want to fight this? I mean, Elmisha's going to pop the smoke.
Okay.
Dark Ascension even uses also. Yeah, they want to take the team fight, but Aegis, it's a lumpy now. Because
they brought the Troll.
The portal.
Recall.
Pike tossed into the Requiem. Sacred just gets blown up 4-0. There's going to be a lasso, but Picard's is not right-clicking Vitali. In some danger, but the Terrorite's going to send him over the left side, but Picard's gets the BK and ults him off for the last second, but again, it's just not giving them enough value.
He's kited.
There's no kills that are going to be picked up afterwards. Yeah, he's doing some damage, but the multiple Your Scepters just kite him into oblivion, and boom, they forced that fight. They felt like they had the potential to take it next to the Roche Pit, even when Beast Coast was set up, and that was not to be.
Yeah, this Tiny picked up a Yule Scepter of his own just to kite out this Troll. They understand. If the cause doesn't hit a hero, he's not going to do anything in this game. And they're doing a beautiful job. They have a 4-staff on Shadow Fiend. They have Tiny with the Yules. They have a 4-staff on both the Dark Willow and the Witch Doctor. So 3 4-staffs and 2 Yules on Beast Coast. How do you stick on a target? Maybe you kill the hero that's being lassoed, but at this point, do you even have the damage to do so? It's feeling a little bit rough here, and we got the plus souls for a little bit longer here. These buildings with a -11 armor going down very quick. Chonk, chonk,
Lane,
chonk.
there is going to be a lasso, so Dark Willow going to be able to find a pick off onto El Misho, but yes, the full set of barracks will go down.
I love Pike in this game. He realizes he's not the main win, or he doesn't have to be the hardest carry in the game. Gets the Flak, or gets the Conda online, gets the Yules. Just buys items, and he doesn't even have his shard yet. That's like kind of to show you that he realizes he doesn't have to farm that much.
I really like the ability for, I mean, heroes to be able to go for different items and different playstyles in particular. And yeah, we can see it on like mid tinies, but the fact that like these carry tinies can even go for this as well, I think it's really is going to be able to free up some drafts to open up some different strategies that we haven't seen in the past.
Lumpy's Shadow Fiend here. Really, really big. He just about has a full Daedalus completed here. He's just waiting for 200 gold. Which will happen just momentarily here. And I think the call is at this point, just play the map. Maybe wait for next Roche. 5 minutes and 12 seconds for Roche, so he does have the Aegis for 2 more minutes.
How's
Go higher
Moon
if you
so
want.
fun? What's going on?
Well, he's been getting a lot of
746.
kills, right? 7 kills will do that, and he also ate his Grizzy.
Where's Green? Sacred caught outside the base. Might have to use the Will-O-Wisp. Is that going to be enough to protect him? It will be laid down, but it's a gigantic crit.
Yep. Amplify damage rune and Daedalus completed. That'll do it. No Will-O-Wisp, no Night Stalker. What can you do to hold your base here? SF needs some souls here, as he did pop his Feast of Souls. Gotta go collect those again. And he's back to full souls. Through backdoor protection, who cares, you know?
Yeah, wow.
We got Tiny and SF with a amplified damage ring. What's your play if you're Boom at this stage of the game? It feels like your options are incredibly limited here. Maybe in 50 seconds after this Aegis goes down, you can potentially do something?
With a siege like that, it's so difficult. I mean, you are looking for the lasso, but Dark Margo will have to pop BKB when he's lassoing someone. There's going to be responses of Your Scepter. And I mean, they're not even going to get that opportunity. Top full set of barracks go down with ease, and Beast Coast now, they can look to try and claim the jungle. They haven't farmed just yet. Get their next set of items. I mean, this is a gigantic, in fact, it's 0% probability for boom. So,
feels like
incredible turnaround for Beast Coast.
Definitely feels like the things that have to go right for them are Beast Coast splitting up like a Shadow Fiend, right? He has to be by himself, get lassoed, and die to 3 heroes, including Troll and Bat, and just kind of just like feed out of position. But as long as Beast Coast don't separate and they play around this SF, sure, you can die on your Witch Doctor, you can die on El Misho potentially, going for the risky. There's 2 Wisdom Runes, who's gonna eat them? Centaur will take them both. Level 20. I mean, that's what happens when you're winning games really hard. You don't go back to your side of the map. Little surprise Hoodwink didn't sneak back there and try to eat those ones up. Probably just assumed that they were gone in their own rights.
Yeah.
And yeah,
the damage graph just showed, and Moose had the most damage dealt this game.
That doesn't actually surprise me. Yeah.
Okay.
He's been getting off so many Maldicks in these team fights.
Your nightmare continues.
Cast bounces as well at 15. I don't know if this is the one you normally go for, Maledict AoE.
I mean, I don't think you need the
Lotus.
extra AoE unless you're not good at hitting it.
Okay.
But maybe you can get that +1 hero in it potentially. But they don't really have like a combo. Maybe if you have a Darkseer or something, that extra AoE could be cool.
We are playing under this observer ward down bottom. Let's see if there's something, a play to be had for Boom. They're starting to funnel out of the base.
I mean, Witch Doctor starts to get really fun at that level 20 talent. The 30% Maldic burst damage. I was watching one of the games. I forgot which one it was, but there's a Tiny playing against the Witch Doctor. I'll hold that thought. All right, continue that thought. There's a Tiny versus Witch Doctor, and Witch Doctor literally pressed E on him, and he took like 10% of his health, right, and damage, and then he just died. And then I think Parker pinged that Witch Doctor did 4,000 damage to him with one Maldic. Literally 4,000 damage. It was the silliest thing I've ever seen. So once you get to that 20 talents, yeah, you get that 20 talent, all you have to do is slap on like 1 or 2 nukes and you'll kill a Tiny or something of that equivalent of HP level.
Sacred. Looking for the D-Ward, but they're here. Well, they're actually going to get the jump first onto the Dark Widow. Not a bad target.
Got the
They're
Yules.
moving easy support, but it's not making it easy. Bakar's going to try and activate the battle trance, but the Yosef will continue to kite the troll wall. Force Staff gets him over the right side. And now it's taken too long for Bakar to get to kill. The 8 seconds, like you were saying, has expired. And so has his life.
And by the way, that's another Yules. Centaur picked up a Yules. Tiny picked up a Yules. Dark Willow has a Yules. So whenever Bakaz goes on someone, you're just chain Yulesing. And after Yules, you force him to safety. And yeah, he is on a timer every single fight. He's got 6 seconds now to make something happen, or he's going to get permanently kited. He needs a nullifier. Badly.
In his life.
Where is that money coming from?
Oh, God. I don't know. He needs a lot. Lumpy. Oh, he's got a DD. Okay. Lasso up in 10. We'll see what they can do with it. No troll for 30, though, importantly. It's going to be Megas unless you take a fight now, but they're not even going to give the opportunity. Look at the wraparound. Even under the tier 4 towers, they stood no chance.
That Tiny has 40% status resistance. That lasso is not going into the fountain. And you have to kind of feel at this point, if you're Boom, that this game is hopeless. But maybe you give it one more go. The cause is coming up. BKB up in 7 seconds. This is probably your last fight of this game. What do you want to do with it? You want to chase?
How can you? No lasso. How are you just going to stop them?
Yep, you can't even chase here. So I guess the plan is to gear up and just defend Mega Creeps for as long as you possibly can. This Roshan, it'll be back up in 50 seconds. You're down 25,000 gold, but more important than the gold lead is just the fact of how do you team fight? your one initiator and the Bat Rider just isn't good enough anymore. There's too many Yules, too many Force Staffs. You can't even drag this Tiny who's playing in the front line because he's got 40% status resistance with the Sange and Yasha and Surmountable. Don't even waste Lasso on that guy. It's pointless. You're going to have to find the Shadow Fiend. But he's going to have an Aegis. So...
an Aegis and a Lotus Orb now. Like, you actually can't. Moose just completed Lotus. So you will just pop that on Lumpy, let him siege.
Gotta wait for Roshan. 8 more seconds here. East Coast are really filling themselves in this game number 2, making the proper adjustments, I would say, going into this one. I really like how the fact that they noticed that this Night Stalker, it wasn't a problem last game. Like, they're going to do it again. The one change that they're going to make is going to be in their support position 4 and mid lane. I think those are the 2 big things that had to change. They made those changes, and it's been a night and day difference.
And I mean, we can even kind of start speaking about this next game. 100% it's been that way for a while. Honestly, if you come back from this game, boom, and then we can start speaking about what they can do differently. But they're even probably talking about, like, how do we adapt? So what do you want to see from them now as well? Do you feel like this Night Stalker, it just needs to be avoided? Are there other things? It's just a game where you went for a strategy and the snowball just didn't work with the Bat Rider Coddle?
I think if you do lose this game, you're definitely looking at this Witch Doctor hero, and you got to come up with a new plan. Because it did way too much.
One last fight. Let's see what they can do. Aegis, Roche's banner as well, so you're going to have Mega Creeps glyphed up, which seems like an almost impossible fight to take once they get set up inside the base. So you're going to have to get a jump before the Lotus Orbs are applied, before the creeps are in, before the banners are used. Boom will not be able to find anyone with this current smoke.
Cause he does have the nullifier queued up, but he is a long road away from it. But maybe that is the item that can really help them, because we've seen how many Yules we got. 3. We got 3 Yules and 3 Force Staffs. Actually, a Wind Waker on the Tyner now. So yeah, Wind Waker's also the call for Centaur, it looks like. So we're gonna have like triple Wind Waker, triple Force Staff. This is anti-troll tech. He's definitely gonna have to get this nullifier very soon. Otherwise, he's gonna get kited during his ult, without a doubt.
Oh, give him the farm. Stop blasting away.
Pretty much, he needs it.
To the cause.
There's no item more important than this nullifier in this game. I wouldn't even hate to see Night Stalker go for 1 too. He does have 2,000 gold. Just about the same as Because.
We're just seeing like them take 3 creeps. Just imagining Because be like, guys, what are you doing? Oh, Pike jump in. Trying to force out a response. Half his health just gone with 1 poke. Will-o-wisp importantly used as well.
Towers.
And they're set up.
Oh, he's...
what a Manta timing. I don't know if it was accidental. Regardless, Lumpy escapes the initiation. And now the creeps are surely going to be in. They placed the banner kind of far away. The pushback.
Lumpy's kind of...
He's going to lose his first life. Sharpshooter.
Oh, no.
All right, they got him. Another lash, so they want to try and get rid of Moose. With the Witch Doctor in some danger, Picard's going to try and get the finishing blow, and they will. No Moose for the team fight. No Aegis. Picard's protected with the Glimmer Cape momentarily. Pike's going to try and find the vision. The damage isn't enough, though.
It's daytime and your throne's exposed. You gotta go.
Gotta go. Gotta go. Vitali with the jump, the space. The Centaur just enabling Lumpy to end because TP straight towards the backline, but the Euro Scepter from Lumpy's able to protect him. They are just continuing to kite because now with the ultimate charged up, Lumpy's Requiem will shut this game down. We will head to a deciding game 3. They've got buybacks. They will not even use it with the G's being called. And it is only fitting for the last slot in South America. We go to the final game. We were asking your Tiger what are his other heroes that he can play, and well, apparently he's a Master T Ogre. Yes, he hasn't played it so far in the qualifiers. See how much difference there's going to be with ranked games. up against the competitive aspect with those two teams going at it.
I feel like I've actually seen him play at this qualifier. Are my stats lying to me?
Maybe they are. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't say he's played it, but I could have swore I've seen him play an ogre. But I don't know, whatever.
30 seconds to battle.
It's going to be a nice battle by the looks of it. Always excited to see when we're in a game decider like this and there is no team that has this big advantage within the draft.
Enigma versus Underlord. Which of these heroes is going to take off?
The battle begins.
Steals. Looks like it's going to be a 3-for-1. East Coast going to find that advantage there. Again, this has been some rosters that have gone at it a lot so far throughout the year. Boom pretty much winning every single series in these qualifiers till it hit the time of Riyadh. Because we're able to get the monkey off their back, get a big series and qualifier along with Hikori. It's not Hikori, sorry, Heroic to Riyadh Masters.
Hikori, yeah.
Hikori. So it was in my mind because
Taking
some
a
of these
time
other players
machine.
have played on Hikori. Yeah, taking time machine back to some other TIs. We saw Vitali play on Hikori at that TI. Misha was with them for a long time. Didn't actually join them. That would have been his first TI, but Theolacor replaced him. So for Beast Coast, everyone besides Moose and Vitali. So Lumpy, Pike, Elmisha yet to play at the first international.
First one's always a special one. I remember my first TI. TI1.
What TI was that? What one? TI1?
Which one do you think it is?
So
I've
the
been
OG.
around for a while.
Always to the OGs.
It's definitely
I don't know
gotten
if I was
better over the
born by
years.
TI1. I would expect it has.
Oh, it definitely has. We'll see how the one in Copenhagen's going to be. It's going to be the first time in Copenhagen. That's the cool thing about TI nowadays. It's each TI now has like a unique feel to it, depending on where it's at. It's a beautiful thing.
In some recent events at that stadium, and they've looked incredible with what Blast have been able to do there. So very excited to see what PGL and Elv are able to cook up with the TI in Copenhagen. That is going to be an amazing arena. See, one of these teams starts with the lanes. They can set themselves up in that prime position. Looks like it's going to be a much different game from Seiko. This is going to be the offlaner who we have seen have so much success. You know, heroes like the Darkseid, like the Pango, is really being pivotal in their victories for Boom. And you're saying this is going to be a great Enigma game, and he's already pretty much free farming 10-2 at the moment.
Yeah, you have to be really concerned as well for this Underlord pick, because there is absolutely nothing good about this hero against a Medusa outside the laning stage. Because if you truly think about how Underlord works, you have percentage-based damage, right? Okay, Medusa's max HP is 200, 186. How much of that percentage-based damage is really hurting a Medusa? Not at all. You're picking it purely to out-CS her with the Atrophy or in the laning stage. And already, you're kind of doing it, but I'm not sure if it's enough at the current point in time. Still early on in the laning stage, but we'll see.
We did see, I don't know if it was, it may have been the Boom series where we did see the Medusa Underlord though, or someone with a Crimson Guard, and the Medusa was just doing no damage throughout the mid game. So maybe this is an item build that we can see from Vitali when we get to that stage, and could see some issues damage wise. First blood, top lane, Matthew strikes. He's able to get away as well.
All right, great start up there. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what you're playing for, right? You're playing to reduce the Medusa's damage. But you are missing out one aspect of the hero, and that is the damage capability. You don't really do any damage, it's all about the reduction. So it's not like a full counter to the hero, it's just like a partial counter. And same with the Weaver. That hero likes to play around with a lot of minus armor. And Medusa doesn't particularly care about minus. And again, This top lane, I was worried about it, and for good reason. This is a hero, this Enigma hero, and the problem I have with it is if it goes unchecked, I don't think Underlord actually lanes well versus here. Yeah, you drop the Firestorm, but these Eidolons, you just move them to the side. It's not something that instantly kills them, like some Tidebringer or something from a Kunkka. Or a Blink Axe Call. Like, these things can deal with them immediately, but Underlord, it's not going to happen. Maybe Ember with some rotations can make it happen. In the mid lane, I said it was about 50-50, but Dark Mago, so far 3 out of 3 games here are kind of just winning the laning stage against Lumpy. And that's been one of his attributes as a mid player for me so far in this region, is his superior laning to most of all the other players.
Very consistent has Dark Mago been inside the lane, so see Tiny's going to be off to a good start. Of course, Crash Landing, see a lot of nuke potential for him. Going to be important on where those power runes are going to go between these two heroes, though. How are they going to be able to stabilize what is looking like a free lane for Sacred up top? And again, so different. You're not laning versus Witch Doctor and you're not playing Night Stalker. All of a sudden, you are completely free farming. You've got the lane in a great position. It is going to be a shove out now. And you got to pull for moves as well. And while bottom lane, Vitali and Bakaz are going at it. Menace gone. Bakaz, one more right click. They'll get it from the Shadow Realm. Nicely done. El Misho, with the help of the Underlord, able to get a really big kill.
And we kind of knew this was going to happen, right? Both offlaners in a very advantageous position in this laning stage. It's really going to come down to which of them can make the most of it. They're both going to be very pivotal for how this game shapes out. Of course, you don't want to forget the mid laners too. They're both playmakers that can make rotations and disrupt the balance of this game. One rotation of bot lane, this Tiny can kill Underlord. Vice versa, Ember can go top and potentially kill this Enigma. And it all starts at the runes. 6-minute rune coming out. It's going to be a 50-50 trade. Who has the luck here? And Dark Mago. He rolled the dice.
Not a bad one.
And he's going to use his haste already.
Where's he going?
He wants to find this tree.
Moose.
Well, bye, Moose.
Yoink, has he got a bounty? He might go top as well with this. Okay, back to mid. Never mind.
But luckily, this top lane catapult is dead, so they're not going to be pressuring the tower here with this Enigma. Enigma going into the Vladimirs. Classic item on this hero. Weaver, he committed. The stun hits. There might be a bushwhack here too, and I think he might just be going down.
A bushwhack. He's gone. Pike.
He's gonna feed the bugs too. This is free money.
Top with Lumpy and Moose, but what can these two heroes really do at this stage? They're going to see Matthew deep with the Observer Ward. They need the Enigma kill. You need to slow Sacred down. They're even going to Fiend's Gate in. But they will. I mean, a heavy committal. Vitali will go back through the portal, but they want to make sure they do not continue to give him a good... Yeah, just in and out. Let him farm. Shove the lane out.
One wisdom apiece here. But El Misho going against Tiger. Not letting him TP out as he waits for the Underlord to arrive.
Them should be enough. So yeah, won't be able to TP, and El Misho was able to get the Wisdom Rune. They'll get the kill. They'll give it to Vitali. And top lane, we're actually going to see a rotation as well from Dark Mago. I'm not sure if they have vision of this. Oh, they do. They have a Die Observer, so they're well aware that Dark Mago is TPing top. Yeah. Matthew might already get a stun onto Moose, though, so probably you'll lose the tree and protect, though.
If you want on Lumpy here, you can actually just slight chain and cancel this rotation. But there's a chance where you just let it go through and tell your Weaver to be careful and just push the lane in and make this Tiny waste his time. And this pause gives you more time in the world to actually think about what do you want to do in this situation.
Weaver's not a good position net worth-wise.
And this isn't a free Weaver game either, like I told you. Like, you're playing against this multicast stun. Tiny traditionally is going to burst you before you get any of your spells off. You got a Bushwhack, you got a Black Hole Malefice. Basically, Weaver as a carry is particularly good when the enemy team has no stun on their supports, and then you can just terrorize them. Ideally, the less stuns, the better, so you can just move in out of the fights as freely as you can. And yeah, not a good laning stage and not even a good carry Weaver game. So a lot of hope is riding on the backs of Lumpy to have a Ember Spirit game, kind of like Dark Mago had, and potentially Vitali as well. On this Underlord, they're gonna do some heavy lifting, make a lot of space for this Weaver. I think this is definitely a game where you go the Gleipnir on the Weaver and you play that more of a supportive role instead of being that hard carry.
I know you brought it up before, but then it's going to be really important for the power runes for Lumpy, because that's what we saw be really, really important for Dark Mago getting that arcane rune. If we remember with the T1 fight around top, and
Never
so
forget.
he's going to have to get some. Yeah, well, that was a big reason why they won that game. Dark Mago, he's very happy with that fight, and Lumpy's hopefully going to be able to replicate that, because yeah, they're really needing this Ember. And his lane was. Well, I guess he's 600 gold behind the Tiny. Dark Mago with the 1 kill, with the 50 last hits, and potentially if this TP goes through and he gets another kill, then all of a sudden you're going to be having a Blink Dagger Tiny just creating chaos on the map, and this Ember might have some difficulty with being able to mirror that.
As they say, ask for forgiveness, not permission. But yeah, the coordinator is good, so he should be able to reconnect, no problem. Figure out a little bit of the packet loss issue that they're having. Sure, nice little disconnect. We'll deal with that right away here. But until then, they have plenty of time to think about what their next move is going to be on both teams as we get underway. 3, 2, 1, let's go. And he canceled the.
So he did cancel.
And then he went top,
Moose is
actually.
gonna-
He had a remnant.
All right, and now Matthew never. So you lose Moose, Sacred. Zero hesitation with the Black Hole. Pike. Are they going to be able to get the kill into the Weaver? Looks like there's no more extra follow-up damage, and Matthew's got the bug still on him, so Lumpy's got a wave and bite. He's got a mana.
Ogre's
And he's kind
TPing,
of
actually.
stuck here with a TP from Ogre. Lumpy, can he pop the fairy with the 1? But Dark Mago's already waiting at the remnant location. So, yeah, wave him goodbye.
Tiny?
You're
They
still
found
gonna
the
be killed
Tiny?
now. Dark Mago, sentry laid down with a crash landing damage and the maxed out toss. Uh-oh. This is not the start you were hoping for from Beast Coast in this Game 3 decider.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Pike there should not have died. You saw that Tiny up there. But a little bit of frustration, I guess. This Weaver, 2,000 net worth, man. He's sitting like almost near the hoodwinks. Like, it looks so sad for him. This is your decider match. Your Weaver is officially
back
on
up.
recovery.
Again, they were waiting at the remnant, so Lumpy eats a couple of
gotta
stuns.
get
They're
him.
going to bring the Fiend's Gate in as well. It looks
He's
like
dead
they will
again.
get Sacred. Who's going to use Lumpy. Oh my god. The damage with the Vlads already. These Eidolons are ripping them apart. Dark Mago once again will reconnect to the lane. Toss under the tower. This might be a decent fight, though, for the looks of it. They're still lacking the damage with
cause is here.
Vitali.
What the?
This Underlord is somehow still alive, but Dark Mago's got another round of the spell shortly. I'm going to toss anyone onto Vitali. Vitali's able to step out of danger. Meanwhile, they will try and hunt El Misho down. And that is a killing spree as well that the Dark Willow had. So Dark Mago, 4 kills on the Tiny already. This is going to be probably a 11-minute Blink Dagger timing.
Yeah, I mean, Ember had to die twice to make what happened on top lane a reality. But is that a situation you really want to be in? Where you're sacrificing your game, and you're not even really helping the Weaver that much. You're just kind of getting some
Are we just
kills.
going again? Top lane, are we done? Matthew's going to step into the Bramble. Importantly, because it's not gone through the portal just yet. The Curse Crown, just a bit too late. We'll get stunned on the other side.
Misho, are you sure you want to do
no
this?
one out. I mean, Vitali's here. And because he's got low mana, looks like
Okay, someone's going
he's
for the gate.
level 6, I suppose. I don't know what's going on. Is Roche coming through? Okay.
it's just Roche.
Tiger. This game, what's happening? 19 kills are about to have 10 minutes in?
It's a bloodbath. Normally on these game number 3 decider matches, it gets really slow. Everyone plays super passive, but not today. We've got a bloodbath. Even Medusa's joining these early engagements here. But they did shut down the Enigma.
Dark Mago with the blink. Mid lane, the reveal. They're going to have the nice illusion. Oh my god, that was picture perfect. Somehow gets away from the bushwhack. The timing of just the invulnerability there from Lumpy was that was exceptional.
Really well played by them.
Radiant's bottom
But
tower is
speaking
under
of Lumpy, he kind of sacrificed his game to shut down the Enigma. Was it worth it? Maybe it was, to be honest, because that Enigma was getting very farmed. He traded his life 2 times for Enigma. And Enigma's going to go down using Black Hole. These gates.
Yeah. Vitali's doing it. He's having
Really is.
a lot of value in the early game. I mean, this Underlord, top net worth out of everyone so far. 4-0-4. The Fiend's gates from him getting incredibly active. And they're going to bring some heroes through the gate as well. Muzin or Misha is going to stay down bottom.
The question is, can an Underlord carry a game? Because we see the Weaver's net worth is not good. And Pakaz, he's farming.
Radiant's top tower.
And I think this is like, this trade is going to favor Boom in a lot of ways. Yeah, the Underlord's very scary, for sure. But having pretty much no carry in this game, and it doesn't seem to be improving very much for Pyke,
Dire's middle tower is under
is going to be a problem. I think you're going to have to find a way to deal with this Medusa, because you are free farming. Either that, you're just hoping that this Crimson Guard is going to be enough to deal with Pakaz. It's definitely going to help. But I'm not so sure.
Yeah, and it's a different game, right? Where this is not the Ember Spirit like we saw in game 1. Lumpy is still, all things considering with those 2 deaths, his net worth is okay, but this is not the out of control Ember Spirit like we've seen early in the series.
Yeah. I mean, we're just going to have to see if Underlord can carry a game, because he's in a position where this net worth that he has to have sizable impact for his team. Doing a Giga stack here on the Ember, Willow, and Underlord. They don't have the best stack clear, so they're gonna have to bring 3 heroes for this one. But gonna be a nice injection of hope.
They've, again, all things considering, they've done a pretty good job to stabilize what top lane was shaping to be.
Yeah.
Like, Sacred died 3 times. The Weaver, importantly, has a Maelstrom, so is going to be able to have that farming accelerant with this item. And they actually have a net worth lead now.
It's pretty much all an Underlord, right? He's just had such an incredible game. Pyke, I do like his item build. He's building into an item that just helps him recover. Didn't go for the Falcon Blade or anything, no treads, just straight into the Maelstrom, so he can just hit more creeps here. So that's going to be the name of the game for him. And it's game number 3 here. I think he's going to always be behind the Medusa here, and at this stage of the game, it's a little concerning that you probably can't stop the cause anymore, because Medusa is kind of like these heroes, like whatever Sven, Luna's. You let them free farm and they'll farm fast. Much faster than a Weaver ever will. You do have a Black Hole cancel in this game, which is definitely nice. If you can get up to that Blink Dagger or just be in good position on moves, you can cancel Black Holes. So if it wasn't for that, I'd be incredibly scared for Beast Coast. But since they do have that, it's really going to come down a lot to execution and positioning in the team fights.
Do you feel like Boom are currently happy with the status of this game currently, though? Because Black Margot, I think there was like a 10-minute 30 blink, and we haven't particularly seen him be too active recently.
I think they would rather be more aggressive right now, but I don't think they're sad about how the situation in the game is. Because whenever Zeus is farming, you're pretty happy, right? Especially you got Pakaz free farming. You can never be too sad about that. But given how top lane went and everything, they probably are hoping that they could keep snowballing this game. But I think they realize every time they make an aggressive move, that this Underlord will join. And he's joining with a mech. And that's apparently something that they can't deal with right now. So they don't actually have a choice but to slow this game down.
It's even with them slowing this game down, like Dark Magro is actually still finding farm, right? Like this is not a game where he's hunting on the map with Blink Dagger and getting nothing. You know, he's, like you said, deciding to farm, and you know, they're giving 3 points blood loss into him, and he's farming up the wave, farming up the jungle. Top tower is going to go down as well, so a little extra injection of gold.
And Sacred went for a Blink Dagger, still going for that BKB. So if there's ever a moment where he can either catch the tree +1 or they kill the tree first, he's going to be able to get a pretty easy black hole. You have to keep in mind, they don't have a lot of ways to actually cancel black hole. It's pretty much just tree roots and terrorize. Maybe, nah, Curse Crown's never going to cancel a black hole unless it's already on you before the black hole. So he can actually get black holes off pretty easily as long as the tree is not nearby. Here's the gate.
Fight inside the river. Dark Margot thanks to Bramble. We've seen wherever Vitaly is, Beast Coast, they've been successful, and that will continue to be the case. Vitaly assisting them a lot with this current game. 16 minutes in, this T1 tower now is going to be vulnerable as well. Umpy's going to wrap all the way around. They'll run into Tiger. This is a bit more difficult. Even Picard's going to TP in, so it's taking them away from hitting the objective.
Misho's, he's going to find Enigma here. Black hole is ready. They do want to use it. It's a kill for Picard. You're trading your mid tower for it, though. Man, Vitaly is so goddamn farmed. He has mech and pipe. What a monster right now in this game. The thing about these auras is they don't scale very well. They're typically meant to just like help you with these mid-game fights. And they have been doing that. They're definitely making space for this Weaver to get back into this game here. But still a sizable net worth difference between this Weaver and this Medusa. Doesn't have Crimson Guard queued up yet. I wonder if this will be the choice for him after the Greaves. Neck and neck game though. Less than 1k gold advantage here for Beast Coast. A lot's gonna come down to this black hole, I feel. If you can hit Stonegaze black hole, I feel like this game can get very hard. But for now, even if you hit those spells, I think the Underlord is too strong. So I think that is the call for Boom right now. We gotta wait out these auras. We need to build more damage. This Tiny is gonna go into the Echo Saber.
Bottom lane showing.
Yeah, you get
actually they go for an easy targeting on Meishu. Instant TP's down to bottom. The reaction will be there from Beast Coast. They're gonna try and do a Dark Mug over to the right side. Sacred, there's the response moves. In range with the Overgrowth, they're gonna be able to cancel the Black Hole instantly because it's trying to create some chaos. Stonegaze is good. Is it gonna be good enough though? They've locked onto the Weaver with the burst potential. Bike is gone. Dark Margot slips in. The control they were requiring is going to be there in time, and even though you cancel the black hole, it doesn't matter in the end. And now Vitaly, this is a difficult beast, but auras are on cooldown. They're going to toss him out of the tower range. Vitaly's still going to make him work for it in the end, but it looks like they should be able to secure the kill into the Underlord. And that is a big streak for them to find. Still, they're not going to be able to get any consolation prizes for Beast Coasters. They will be lacking the damage.
They get that big kill onto the Underlord there. Yeah, they canceled the black hole, but there's two team fight threats you have to deal with in this game. One is Stonegaze, the other one's black hole. And they couldn't fight into the Stonegaze there. It looked like it was good, but Picard's making the right call to join that team fight. Definitely salvaged a fight that could have been disastrous for them. That Stonegaze, picture perfect, came in right when it needed to. I think he even got the kill on Vitaly. No, Matthew actually got the kill, so he's going to be the big breadwinner on that one. But now that does put Picard on this Medusa. Top of the net worth, getting really close to this Disperser. And this is one hell of a Disperser game. Look at all the stuff that you can dispel. You got multiple roots, you got multiple stuns you can dispel, tree ult. Medusa's getting scary. Feels like you need this Crimson, and you need it now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
It does look like, though, with the ultimates on cooldown, I mean, Stonegaze is back up, but it will continue to posture aggressively and take this bottom tower. We're even going to run into Matthew as well. So, should be a pretty easy kill and maybe a D-Ward. I don't know if they saw him place the ward.
They have no way of getting vision on it, so
it's under attack.
they'll just get the kill and move on with their life. As Roshan will now waddle to the Radiant side. But I don't think Rosh is really easy for specifically Beast Coast. Yeah, the bug's kind of nice. I'm sure if you commit 5 heroes, you can do it. But you don't have like a Vlad's or anything like that, like the Enigma and Summons that can give you sustain. So I don't think it's like worth doing right now. It'll take too long.
Sure.
Split up and farm a bit.
They will continue to do that, so keeping up with the net worth on Boom. The big thing is like Bakaz's net worth, and he's still showing up to team fights, and that will continue to be the case now. Disperser, Growbow, they're going to smoke this top. They see Sacred. They've got a pretty decent ward as well. That scouts out anyone behind him. He's got closer to the tower.
I don't think they want to run into
Bakaz. The
Bakaz.
smoke. No, they definitely do not. Lumpy, is this really what you want to do? First stun is out. They're going to be able to take control. The Ember Spirit, Dark Marco just a little bit too late.
Is he gonna gate in?
Is this a fight?
Oh, he went in.
Nice toss away before the pit. They want to try and target down Dark Margo. The Firestorm brings him down to about half health. Over to the north, there's a Black Hole, but it's not the greatest one. It's only on to one. Still Dark Margo's the attention from Beast Coast. It's taking them a lot of time, but finally they'll be rewarded. A 1-for-1 heavily favors the boys on Dire. The South Pike. It's the Malefice to the face. Pike's still going to be able to scurry away because I think to charge them down. Lumpy's he's out of here though. See if everyone else is going to be able to make it as well. The pit will cover them. These guys have to be happy with that. You get the kill into the core. The Black Hole's on cooldown. Stone Gaze on cooldown. And all things considering, the first point of contact was the Medusa, not the one you wanted.
Yeah, that was a perfect pit placement by the Underlord there. Vitaly's just playing one hell of an Underlord game right now. The Black Hole, yeah, just went on a Dark Willow. Very heavy commitment on a big teamfight spell on just one support. Not sure if that's what they wanted.
Again, Sacred.
Oh.
Who did he save to?
He didn't see
away?
anyone. He didn't even break the smoke. It just, he felt in danger.
Okay, well,
And he was right. He was definitely in danger.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
okay. Tormentor's going to get claimed. You've got Ag Shard now for Tiger. A little bit of protection with the Fire Shield.
Okay, that's decent. Alright, you got the Pike has his Gleipnir now. Gonna move into a BKB.
We are seeing in these fights like Dark Margo with the aggressive jump in, and his Firestorm damage is doing a lot now, so that extra Gleipnir could keep him inside the storm for longer. With that being said though, you probably only have a fight one more, and it needs to happen soon because he's pretty close to BKB, about just under 700 gold. That will make it that much easier for Dark Margo to jump in and then importantly get out and then use a second round of spells.
I wonder, does Underlord's Abyssal Horde counter Medusa? Because like they mana break and you have, I mean, that one's like kind of whatever, but when you get level 18 on this hero, when you kill these guys, they do 500 damage as like revenge, right?
Okay, true.
And they're everywhere on the ground, and you're Medusa, you're just split shotting them down. You're gonna actually be taking a lot of damage by hitting these, and if they're hitting
No
you
way,
and you're
that'd be
stunned,
so
then you get
crazy.
mana burned. I mean, there's like 4 of them on the ground, right? And if they do 500 damage apiece, that's like 2,000 damage that you're taking just from those summons. Maybe more if they're
we
hitting
know
you
what
and burning
this-
your mana.
Yeah, but come on. We know what the summons do. They don't hit heroes, they go farm. They
That's
they
true,
don't like
but
hitting enemies.
if you fight next to the gate, though,
big
Bakaz
room.
is gonna just accidentally kill them all. Man can dream, you know? There has to be a use where these minions are a game changer.
Well, them dying apparently is the use. We'll see if they can, yeah, like you're saying, if they can rack, they can actually burn the mana, but
I mean, that one's
was,
less important than them dying, honestly, to Medusa's uncontrollable, like, split damage.
sure.
I'll be watching
Doesn't it with the
closely.
feed? Yeah, we'll see. All right, we won't watch anything. You know, Black Hole. Who cares? Or if the this is going to be a little battle, and a battle that I remember. I think it was Stockholm Major with OG playing against Fnatic. This is the big one that I remember in particular with OG. Where it was like 20 to 2 kill count. They had like a 15,000+ deficit, and it was a game where there was a Treant Protector and an Enigma in that game, and it was just a back and forth like you're seeing in this game where Moose is the only person that can cancel the Enigma Black Hole. But Enigma, he's going to be waiting to see if Overgrowth is used or see if the Treant Protector dies, and that's when he's going to jump in. So we have like some big things this game. Those two going head to head. You know, what Vitaly is going to be able to do to stop the damage from the Medusa with the Crimson, and
Medusa's walking in. Wait,
actually
you have
they're
detection?
aggressive because Importantly,
Okay.
they don't need it for Dark Marco. Now, he's got a BKB. But of course, you can overgrowth to
You got a
stop the
TP,
escape.
Margo.
He will not be able to, though. The overgrowth is going to be there, so Dark Marco's first BKB will have no value. And they're still going to get him, Lumpy. I mean, I like the status of this game. I was really worried with what was happening to start. You're concerned on the safe lane potentially getting blown out, and then boom, just steamrolling this game. But in a game 3 decider, we are incredibly even. Beast Coast feeling like there's an opportunity now for them to take Roche. They need everyone there. They need the Underlord.
And this is going to be another situation where it's kind of Picaz versus the Worlds here, as he's the only one with good net worth. Do you want this Underlord first? I don't think so. You have 2 dead heroes here. This is a 3 versus 5.
They saw the smoke. They used it under the Observer. Batali's got no mana, importantly. Yes, Wand and Greaves. Stop them from roshing.
Slowing them down here. If you leave this area, though, Roshan's just going to go to boom. BKB is available, and there's no overgrowth for 40 seconds here. Maybe they timed the overgrowth cooldown here. But I think at this point in the game, this Enigma has to either black hole just Moose here, or hit multiple heroes next to Moose, because I don't think Moose is going to overgrowth anyone else, most likely, if it's a 5-on-5 fight. 15 seconds for overgrowth. See if he can do it again. Use it in the clutch. So they're going to take the long path to Roshan, as they decided they're going to commit to the pit here. I don't think they have the damage before they arrive here unless you lollygag a little bit on Beast Coast.
Excellent here.
Half HP on Roshan.
Gotta do it. Taking too long. It's taking too long for them to get there. They're going to try and drop some vision, but Bruce is falling. Someone needs to scout out the pit. They're going to create some chaos. Meanwhile, they've separated Matthew. This Hoodwink's going to be a free pick off. Sacred tries to get the jump in, but the overgrowth is dead. Moose instantly cancels it and tip mid-fight onto Sacred's Enigma, because they know this Black Collar is going to have no value inside the team fight. It's all up to Picaz. Has the Deuce got the damage, but the mana's about to go because he is not far enough ahead as Beast Coast. They had the answers for Boom inside the team fight, and now they can get the grand prize of Roshan's ages.
And you're trying to force Roshan when the whole enemy team is missing. You're stuck in a choke point against a Dark Willow and an Underlord. Sure, maybe if that black hole goes off for the full duration, you win this fight, but Moose is never going to let that happen if you don't deal with him first. And he, for sure, wins him that team fight by using the overgrowth to cancel that black hole. At that point in time, Vitali just sits on your Deuce, and we're getting a nice recap of this one. Look at this. You're just stuck in there. Dark Mongo's like, what do I do here? I'm just stuck getting bashed by Roshan. Matthew dies. Use your black hole. It only hits a Dark Willow, actually. I didn't realize that Lumpy was able to remnant out of that one, but it doesn't really matter. Moose knocks that one out of the park there, and your Deuce is just left alone. And Vitali, with the Crimson Guard, with the minus damage reduction, makes this Deuce do no damage in this fight. Continuing to prove and be a nuisance.
They are feeling themselves on Beast Coast, though. When you are voice lining and tipping mid-fight from Lumpy, he's wanting high fives as well for the entirety of this game. And this, again, is a team who have 3 players who have never played on the big stage, never played at TI, never played at a LAN. And you are bringing it to Boom. You've got a 6,000 net worth lead now, also with the Aegis. You take a T2 tower top. They're in great position.
And you're starting to feel the issue of this game of, like, because he's the only one with any farm on the team. And in fact, he went for an Eye of Scotty as well, which means, I hate to say it, but he's not going to do any damage. This isn't a game where you can tank up, because all this damage that you think you're doing is getting negated heavily by the Crimson Guard, by the Trophy Aura.
Very split on Boom. Like Tiger's going to be the only casualty. There are a couple of heroes playing down bottom. Vitali is currently set up. So yeah, Ogre goes down, which should free up the T2 tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm so scared for the cause. Like,
Oh,
What can he do with this
Matthew.
atrophy aura? It's gonna destroy him now with this build. He needs plus damage, not base damage.
Is this happening?
Is this a
Look at the
crumble?
bugs. I guess I see him in this. Something crazy's going on though.
Yeah, they're crumbling a little bit in this game here. That is 2 picks right in front of your base.
Is under attack.
Sure, Black Hole's up, but look at Moose. He's waiting. You're not casting this Black Hole. Perhaps you need a toss back from the Tiny to start the fight. Draw the Treant out. Just use the Malefice. Use the Midnight Pulse. If the fight drags out long enough where you can get either the Treant caught with a Black Hole. Alright, they're going the cause here. No disperser.
That's a lot of mana.
Kind of low. He's actually
He's in
very
really
low.
big trouble. Vitaly's gonna rip behind him, try and get the pit before the escape. Nice avalanche. And they are not going on the Underlord. All they want to do is try and get Bakaz out.
They do successfully. The Necro books continue to be summoned here. Cleaned up pretty easily. But yeah, Bakaz at this stage of the game, Pyke, he's doing damage. He has a Daedalus to his name, almost level 20. Gonna get that plus 90 Geminate attack damage on top of it. And that's the one that's really gonna hurt if it does manage to land a critical strike. And even though you went this defensive item and this Eye of Scotty, it feels like you're still getting chunked. 9,000 gold, 10,000 gold advantage now for Beast Coast, sitting in a very comfortable position. All they really have to do at this point is not throw on the high ground, hold the map control. You have answers for this Enigma. He is really far away from Refresher. That could be the one thing, right? You do use your root to cancel the first Black Hole, but then you have a Refresher. But guess what? Moose is thinking one step ahead too. This Treant has also queued up a Refresher Orb, and they'll probably hit it at similar times at the way this game is going.
Just trying to see where the answer comes from for Boom.
Gazing into the stars, so what can they do?
We need to find something.
It's gonna come off of
do
the
it
back
soon.
of a smoke
10,000?
gank or a high ground defense. That is pretty much your answers at this point in time. The high ground defense is gonna be, I think, a toss back. Smoke ganks can be anything, right? Just you cast some Vitaly by himself or a Weaver by himself, no Aegis. No BKB on the Weaver. Maybe you can use your Black Hole because Moose is split pushing somewhere. But in the 5-on-5 team fights outside of the base, you have no chance against Beast Coast right now.
As they continue to grow, they are not able to leave the base. Aegis has expired though, so we'll see if there's any play to be had. They want to do on the map. I mean, these items continuing to be picked up. Talents continuing to be picked up as well. Your Pyke level 20. Ember's been 20 for a while. This might just get to the deuce game. I mean, Bakaz is very close to Daedalus. Just needing 100 gold towards the recipe.
And Boom just sitting in base right now, wondering where the hell did everything go wrong this game. They cannot leave their base at all. Just clumped up 5 heroes on a tier 3. Not where you want to be. Not at all. Here comes the smoke. They realize we can't be doing this, guys. Like, we're just giving them like 2k net worth advantage a minute by being AFK in our base. We got to make something happen.
See if they can make magic happen, Boom. Arcane Rune at their disposal. This Enigma is a Dark Margot that takes it. Looks like the Tiny wants it. Cyan goes red for a second, but Lumpy remnants away, so no one home at the triangle.
I think at this stage of the game, this Underlord can just sit on top of the Medusa. Oh, TPing mid on the Underlord. If this Underlord's by himself, there's a tree armor on him. Maybe he's baiting. Maybe you can burst him. They want to try. They want to try so bad.
All right.
It's
Oh, nothing
desperation.
with the Vitaly, but the initiation is just messy. It's not good enough. Yeah, you're going to toss him to the middle, but now you've forced a team fight to happen, and because they want the team fight. Dark Margot, he's going to die to the bugs. One more right click, and Sacred needs to go huge.
There's
a
the
black hole is
cancel.
there, but it stopped again instantly. Your black hole will do nothing for you this game. It's because against the world. Medusa will get one, but they're taking a fight away from the Medusa. Lumpy's going to tip you out in her face. And now she is stuck here. You've got a teleport scroll to work with, but they will make sure you are not escaping. They'll hold her down for as long as possible. Matthew almost snipes Pike. He's going to be able to scurry away, but like you're saying, yes, because he's strong, they're going to do whatever they can. Honestly, they might have to just leave her. Vitaly, Crimson's back up. You just might have to call this fight over and just leave because.
Wait, Weaver's going to come back.
It's not working.
Weaver's coming back.
Vitaly's about to go down. So you've lost your taking Underlord. There's no more auras, but now once the mana goes, okay, with the Weaver coming back with full resources, because, man, he made him work for it in the end, but now Matthew stuck around as well. Goes up to the high ground. Lumpy will guess incorrect, although there is still a tree coming.
Oh, they found him. And yeah, the Dusa is strong, but that's kind of the problem with this game is like, this Enigma just is not getting a single black hole off. You're tiny. I don't know. Dark Mago, it feels like every single fight, he's just stuck in somewhere he does not want to be. It took him so long to get that toss back. Uses a full duration BKB, had some bugs on him, just tried walking it off. But when you're tiny, you want to go in, you want to go out, then you'll go back in again. So far, he's gone in, and he hasn't gone back out. He's just, unless the fountain counts as going out, because he's been going there every time after he initiates. And then this Deuce is just stuck. Really needs this either Enigma or this Tiny to not die immediately and get a second round of spells off. But it's just not happening right now. As Roshan is up and your Deuce is dead for 30 seconds. But then Aegis on Pike, and this game is even more difficult than it already is. Refresher status?
The game with it.
Yeah, Moose is gonna have a refresher before the Wow.
Oh no. And a game where you were set up for success on Boom. Your Tiny has a great mid lane. Your top lane went
They crushed.
well until, yeah, I mean, they crushed. Yeah, they crushed. They were able to slow him down eventually. And I mean, if you get over the finish line, Vitaly, this has to be one of the best Underlord performances I think I've seen. This man has done so much for Beast Coast to put themselves in this position. And now you've got the cores that have got the net worth. You've got Weaver up in second place. You got Lumpy there as well.
Is there any itemization Pakaz can do to actually hard carry this game? And we do have a Midas on the Ogre. He's going for the Hex. These can be big items. But I think the one thing that we're missing in this game is, can we get a black hole off? Can we find Moose? Can we get in with the fight with Tiny? Get him out so he can jump in again. These are the things that just aren't happening for Boom right now. And I need one of those things to happen. Because right now, Pakaz can't do it all. And it's just impossible.
I don't know how this defense is going to look. Whether, again, you spoke about the toss play, so Marco tossing someone in, fight breaking out, Moose just getting over, you're losing his patience and then showing himself, and then maybe you're baiting long enough and Sacred's able to find them clumped up. It's just, it's not easy. This 21,000 net worth lead, 7% for Boom probability currently. I don't know if we're there yet, because is might be at the stage pretty soon where this man needs to be thinking about a rapier. He's, I think, almost got. What is he actually? What's he buying?
Butterfly.
Butterfly. Okay, so he's on. I mean, he's almost got butterfly. There definitely needs to be some consideration of like, is this rapier needed next item, because you are.
I mean, yeah,
almost out.
I mean, I think this is a game where some crazy stuff can happen in the late game, and some rapier could be an option. But I think for now, you get the butterfly. and you try to get this level 25 talent so you get the modifiers, because you do have Disperser, you have Daedalus, you have Scotty. You could desperately want your modifiers to hit every single hero that it touches. So turtle it up until you get there. At this point, net worth doesn't really matter too much if you're on the side of Boom. You're playing for this Deuces level 25 timing. You're playing for crazy late game Dota. You're sitting high ground for as long as it takes. If they have 50,000, 20,000 net worth advantage, doesn't matter. Your win condition's still the same here. Late game Dota.
If you can get that one item on Tiger, because that's probably all he's going to get. You're going to give everything to everyone else. He's got Hex currently queued up. Would you like this? Because I mean, you're lacking control. It'd be nice versus the Ember. Or is it like there's something consideration of some like Solar Crest just to dump everything on the cards?
No, I like the Hex, but I don't like what's happening to Mago
Dark
here.
Mago out of the base?
No,
No,
out. EKB's down. Maybe this is an opening.
Got the Gleipnir.
Oh, the gate.
Dark
Very
Mago
aggressive.
the gate. Vitali's going to be inside the base as well. They're going to take a fight aggressively in Boom's territory. Dark Mago might be able to get the toss before he dies. He cannot. He doesn't have a buyback. No Tiny. Potential last fight. Because it's out of mana. Because might be dead.
The Root again.
Inside the base, they're going to be able to deal with the black hole. He's inside the well. At least he's getting some regen. It's not going to matter in the end. Beast goes relentless from them. The well is not safe. It's time to celebrate. They've got no buybacks.
Is this the end? You have no buybacks. I don't think you're in this game contemplating, if you're Boom, what can we do here? Do we tap out? Do we have faith in this Enigma to somehow play 1 versus 5 here? They're still not calling it. They think
They're buying Ghost Scepters and diving. They are out. Beast Coast have done it.
Yep.
They will be the second team in South America to qualify. This team, through the entirety of the year, have always had Boom taking their qualification slots, always knocking them out of qualifiers. Until Riyadh, that changed. And now TI, that changed as well. They're going to make it 3 games